That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kurt Realtors, The Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. And Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Fresh four. Lamar trying to make magic happen. Throw it in zone. Likely 2 feet down. Yes! Touchdown! What a play! Isaiah Likely!
The runner's toe hit out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. The game is over. Kansas City has won.
You know, when the NFL's good, it's really good. Whatever.
Yeah, Chuck just had to come right out of the gate yesterday and challenge all the Chiefs fans.
I came right out of the gate yesterday.
Kingdom is strong.
I know the kingdom is strong. A toenail away from an overtime game. Yeah, that was a great football game, and I mean, anyone that watched it, anyone that stayed up late, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't stay and watch the whole game, but I did watch the highlights. First thing I thought about this morning, and if you're just getting up, Kansas City won 27-20.
Listen to this stat about Patrick Mahomes versus the Ravens.
I know.
Lamar Jackson versus the Chiefs in a rematch of the AFC Championship game. Thursday night's loss dropped Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to 1-5 against Patrick Mahomes. Jackson is 60-19 against the rest of the league, including the postseason. But he's 1-5 against the Chiefs. This was the game. They were going to exact revenge.
You know, when your allergies are kicking in, you could really work for NFL Films.
Yeah.
Man. You've got it.
The autumn wind.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I got to do. I got a second career. It's called smoke cigarettes, have allergies, and wake up at 3:30 a.m. For an hour, I could be a movie trailer guy, but only for an hour.
That's right.
It's an hour a day.
You're done by 4:30.
And you're here for it. Good morning.
Your day's over.
Did you hear that? I just squeaked. Good morning.
Yeah. Hey, glad you're here. The Chiefs Kingdom is happy this morning. They won last night. We got a big football weekend. We're glad you're along. We got a lot to talk about during the course of the program today, as you might imagine. 877-377-6963 is the number. At Chuck and Bo Show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Streaming at hitthatline.com. X, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
I'm still on the record, Chuck. Arkansas is going to win the game on Saturday. There's no turning back now.
I know.
And Bart turned it into
viral. It's gone viral.
Yeah, it's gone viral. Like 12 people, I think, have seen it. But it's a thing where I got out on the ledge and I can't. There's no going back.
That's right. Sometimes you walk the plank and you turn around and you realize that that's where you are.
And you realize you're standing there and people are just looking at you.
You're on an island.
And there's nowhere to go.
That's right.
So I'm just here. Who's joining me? That Arkansas is going to win the game.
I think Arkansas is going to win. I think Arkansas is going to win. That means that I'll walk the plank with you, and if it starts looking bad, I'll push you over.
push me off.
Push you over and walk back.
You'll be there by yourself.
Yeah. So
they do these simulations now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I've heard about that.
I don't even know what this means. Bart, do you know how this works? The simulations of games. There's been 20,000 simulations played in this game. I saw this at Sports Illustrated, which I know you didn't know. I didn't know that Sports Illustrated was still around, but they do have a website.
Thought they got sold to venture capitalists or something.
I don't know, but anywhere you go, it pretty much says the same thing nationally about the game. Like if you're researching the game, you want to see how people are picking it or looking at it. Here's what most people are saying. Hey, we did this simulation of the game 20,000 times, and 56% of the time, Oklahoma State wins.
Wow.
So that's a pretty tight game. And there's a lot of unknowns in Arkansas because of the new roster turnover, as Mike Gundy called it, free agency, which he's not wrong. But because of that, there's a lot of unknown with Arkansas. There's a lot of known with Oklahoma State. They're a veteran team, returning a lot of guys. Their quarterback's 35 years old, 24 to be exact. He's in his 7th year of college football. Meet Alan Bowman, Michigan, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State.
Some of these guys live full lives before they end up at their final school.
I don't know if there's anybody on the Oklahoma State roster under drinking age. I mean, for real, they're a veteran team.
You may be right.
They're a veteran team. So you know all these things about Oklahoma State. You don't know much about Arkansas. You got a 70-0 win, and you scored on every possession a touchdown against UAPB. So we're going to find out. I mean, we're going to find out about both teams in terms of like, hey, what do you think of Oklahoma State? But like if Arkansas were to come out and play well and they end up being better than people think, Oklahoma State, are you going to think less of Oklahoma State? And maybe you are wrong about that because you don't know if Arkansas is actually that good. So we're going to learn some things in this game, but how much? I don't know. When they simulate this game, though, or they tell you there's a 56% chance that Oklahoma State's going to win, I think there's still a bunch of unknowns in there. So for them to call it a kind of a 50-50 game and have all of these things yet to be determined about Arkansas, if you're a Razorback fan, I find that kind of encouraging. And then I think to myself, what if it comes down to a field goal? What if it comes down to a field goal? How do you feel about that?
Oh, you're looking at Bart. I thought he was going to play a soundbite. I'm sorry.
No. I look at Bart sometimes just because he's younger and slightly more attractive, and it's early in the morning. And if I look at you, I just get tired.
It could come down to a field goal. It might.
Wait. Slightly?
Let's not get into your dating life, Bart. I mean, it is early, but come on. We do want to hear about it. How's it going?
It's fine.
It's Taylor Swift still unavailable if you're scoring at home.
That's right.
She was there last night.
She was
sitting by his dad.
Mm-hmm.
I saw.
Yeah.
So what's the backstory there? They like each other. They get along. What's the deal?
Apparently.
Do they?
Apparently. Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I figured you knew most everything.
You know what they were talking about?
No, I don't know.
Talking about like social media, how to
go viral,
Chuck's like, do you get a shot for that if you go viral? I need a shot.
Do I need to see a doctor?
I need to see a doctor. But you were going to talk about.
I do think it may be a close game, and I do think it might come down to a field goal. You know, one of the things that Arkansas did very well. I mean, we focus on the 10 possessions, 10 touchdowns. Obviously, when you do that, you don't turn the ball over. And we've not seen a game, and they didn't have a game where that was a real big issue. I always look at turnovers. Particularly when you play on the road, you cannot give them anything to get the crowd involved in it. You can't fumble. There's just certain things on the road that you absolutely cannot do. You don't need to do them at home, but sometimes you can get away with it at home. But the one thing that I do think about Arkansas right now, based on what we saw against UAPB and based on really what's happened over this summer, not what we've seen, but maybe what we've heard, what we've seen in snippets, that this is a well-coached football team. It's a well-coached team. I thought that's the way they played against UAPB. If they were not well-coached, they might have won 50-14 and had 10 or 12 penalties. Couldn't get lined up right, fumble or two. But I expect Arkansas to execute well. I think if they do, they can win a close game.
I thought Taylon Green looked a little nervous in the opener.
He was a little bit. I think. Well, how could you not be?
Well, I agreed. I wonder what that looks like this week. And it's going to be loud there. I've spent quite a bit of time in Stillwater at games on the sideline and have seen false starts from numerous visiting teams in that opening drive.
They're just right on top of you, from what I understand.
And it'll be loud at 11 a.m. Like this idea, I think we all have to get past this, by the way. As a fan, you got to get past the idea that 11 a.m. games suck. Like, you just got to get over it. Like, you have to plan. If you are a fan that loves your team and wants to go to games and impact the games, and you love the environment and all that, you have to get over the fact. Like Chuck and I decided we were going to do a show from 6 to 9 a.m. You have to get over the fact that you're getting up at 3:30 or 4 for Chuck 5:15. But for me, 3:30 or 4. You just got to get over the fact that that's a new way of life. 11 a.m. games, because they will be there. And I believe when we watch the game on TV, Chuck will be in the broadcast booth, all that. You'll feel the atmosphere. But if you turn on the TV or you're at the game you're not going to be disappointed about the Razorback fan presence. I think the fans will show up. I think Arkansas fans are going to be there and be loud at 11 a.m. I'll be disappointed for them if they're not. But you got to realize this is a thing, and there's no getting over. Getting past it. You just got to get over it.
Well, first off, the television networks are paying way too much money to have lousy games on. And, I mean, they're charging advertisers a premium price. As we discussed earlier this week, I mean, ESPN pushes every provider out there to the brink in terms of what they can charge their subscribers. Fox changed the game when they went with that big noon kickoff, which is 11 o'clock here. It's the game of the week in the Big Ten. Well, the SEC and the Big Ten, I mean, they're in a constant battle for the lion's share of the audience out there. So the SEC had to make a move, and ESPN had to make a move. And to counter that, they've got to have great games on now, too. These networks, both of these networks and the others, too, the goal is to have you begin to watch at 11 o'clock in the morning and have a good game to watch until you decide you've just had enough about 12 hours later. And ESPN's got the advantage there because of all their different platforms. Fox basically has one and a couple of FS offshoots that nobody really watches all that much. So you've got to have great games on at all times.
This is a marquee game.
Yes, well, it's certainly regionally.
No, it's a marquee game. Let's look at the big games real quick in college football this weekend. Texas at Michigan, Baylor at Utah, Iowa State at Iowa, Tennessee at North Carolina in Charlotte, Arkansas and Oklahoma State.
No, you're right.
I mean, Oklahoma State's one of the few ranked teams in what you would consider to be a losable game this weekend. I mean, any game's losable, but these are matchups where people are going to turn on the TV across the country and they're going to say, I wonder who's going to win this game. I think it's going to be a good game to watch. That's going to happen. This is a nationally viewed marquee game.
I suspect, particularly if Arkansas wins, when you watch college football final late tomorrow night, this will be one of the first 3 or 4 games, that they show highlights of. It's that kind of game. It's got that potential to be that kind of game. There are the big games around college football. Texas and Michigan's going to be the biggest game in all probability. But I would certainly say it's top 5.
Yeah, that's the recall button. That's the last channel button.
Yeah, previous channel.
I was
thinking about this yesterday.
Have to go back and forth.
And I'm not going to go back and relive this.
Both games.
But you guys call 4 games at once. Sometimes, you want that game on the big screen.
Well,
you don't want to have to watch 4 little screens on one big screen.
Well, that's where the double click comes in.
That's
right. Have you heard of the double click?
Well,
you can click on one of them and it'll go full screen.
Click, get a drop down menu. Some like in life, you just double click on that.
You're so smart. You guys,
we just kind of breathe the air of today's world.
Okay, I'll stick to my previous channel.
No, I like it.
I'm going to be in Stillwater anyway.
Right.
It's not like I'm going to be watching.
Right, and I understand your point. And sometimes you don't want to have 4 games.
If I were you guys, didn't have anything to do on Saturday, I might watch 4 or 5 games.
Right. Well, we don't have anything to do, and I'm going to treat it that way. I'll see you in Broken Arrow tonight for a high school game.
Have
Fayetteville
fun.
at Broken Arrow.
I see you at your shirt on, Dad.
Oh, it's this is a Friday deal. Yeah. I'm a ball dad.
Can't wait to watch you walk the sideline.
Ball dad.
Stalk tonight.
Yeah, last night we loaded the trailer. You know what we don't have in high school football is an equipment manager. Like they have at the college level where they load the semi up, the tractor trailer with all the equipment.
Tailgate?
We got to do that ourselves.
You're going to grill?
Maybe a little. Well, I don't know. The grill. What tailgating is for us is we get there early.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us parents. And Brad and Dana Boring run the booster club, and they got a crew, and there's like 25 people on this group text. You want any group text, Chuck?
I am on a group text.
And so we go, and they say, hey, be here at whatever, 3:00, whatever. We're going to unload the trailer.
You bring the snacks?
So the snacks are already there. They're all in the trailer. We loaded them yesterday.
Really?
So yeah, it's all.
You have snack duty, like you're the snack parent this week. Or how does that work?
No, everybody's in, man. It's a group effort.
Okay.
And here's what tailgating looks like after you get all the work done, and there's 2.5 hours to kick off. It looks like a restaurant nearby. It's not out in the parking lot.
I got you.
Yeah, you
I
just
got
go
you.
to a restaurant.
I got you.
You know, maybe run into Dan Campbell at Applebee's. Do you see the Dan Campbell commercial?
I've seen that.
People are talking about it being great. I don't think it's that great.
I don't even think it approaches Saban's commercial.
Oh my gosh, Saban has done more in retirement in less than a
He's going to make
year
10 times as much.
than you can fathom. And he's broken the internet. Like people talk about Lane Kiffin breaking the internet. Every time I go through any social media platform, there's another Saban clip.
Write it down. He's going to be in a movie. He'll be in a movie before it's all said.
Well,
and
he's
done.
already been in one.
Has he really? No, I mean, as you know,
Has he really? You want to be like, he's going to be like Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
That's fantastic. Wow, we got to
see it.
We're having too much fun. Have a waffle. Good morning. It's 6:18 Friday on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck, this is a dream team.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
What's your Oaklawn? Is it hitting the slots for fun and high fives? Or having a round at Silk's Bar and Grill before the action? Play your way at Oaklawn's 24/7 non-smoking casino. With 1,500 slot machines, live roulette, craps, and blackjack, a sports book where you can watch and wager on your favorite games, and live entertainment at Pop's Lounge, you'll never run out of fun. It's time for more winning and more excitement at Oaklawn. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Who's ready for some Arkansas Razorback football? Experience football game days on the Hill as the Hogs return to action for the Fayetteville home opener, Saturday, September 14th, 3:15 p.m. against UAB. Tickets are available online at arkansasrazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
Did you know that almost 80% of all advertising is spent on digital? This is Dale Daniels, Digital Sales Manager for ESPN Arkansas. And due to the growth in digital advertising, we have the opportunity for the right person to join our team. Digital and radio advertising go hand in hand, and we're looking for someone to help businesses grow with this powerful combination. If you have experience in broadcast and digital marketing or business development, we want to hear from you. Email your resume to sales@hitthatline.com. Pearson Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come Get You Some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all. They do it from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Back to Save Sports Radio.
So if you take Arkansas on the money line this weekend, tomorrow specifically, prior to the 11 a.m. kickoff, right now it's plus 235.
Wow.
That's what I call it's a good investment. Like, if you're a gambler, responsibly, of course, if you're a gambler, you look for investments where you can make more on less money, right? You don't want the even.
Is that how
odds.
it works?
Well, I mean, I don't think it does for some people.
Yeah.
I know some people who are like, "Hey, man,
some people
I'm
do
going to
the
go
exact opposite.
Bet the
real
long
big."
shots.
They're going to go real big on the favorite, and not have a big return, but they bet a lot to win a little.
Yeah.
But if you want to bet a little to win more, you look for a
Value.
live underdog, Chuck.
I got you.
The Hogs are a live dog.
All right.
They're a live dog. And you heard it right here. Gentle Ben, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Drinking the Kool-Aid again this week. I believe we're going to upset them. And I know it was UAPB, but I've seen a lot of things that I liked. Of course, 10 for 10 is not bad. And I feel better about the second string. And I know, again, that everything I say, I know it was UAPB ranked 27th out of 129, Division I teams, but still they're a football team. And I'm just glad that we beat a team like that, like we should, like I think I said the other day or whatever. But anyway, I just really believe that we got, the talent, the coaching, and the wherewithal, the leadership and type things you just got to have. You got to have everything to win, everything. So I'm confident about every facet of the game except some of the things. I went to the game, went home, just before halftime when it got 56-0. My body couldn't stand it anymore, so my son took me home, and I watched the second half on TV. But anyway, I just feel like that we got it, but I can't remember how good the special teams did when we kicked off so many times. And anyway, so I'm just really feeling good about it, and I just got more confidence in the second string. We have to use them, and please let me stay on where you push that button where I can't talk to you, but I can hear you. I want to hear about the injury report. I don't know if a lot of guys got injured in that game against UAPB, so I know my time's up. So thanks for the vine.
Man,
Thank
that's
you,
a veteran call. Ty, you can put him on.
I'm glad he's
not
doing
sure
well.
I do it. Yeah.
I'm glad Gentle Ben's doing well.
And he knows he's got timing. You hear that?
Oh, I know.
He
It's not his first
understands
time
that
out.
instinct.
It's not his first time
That
out.
timing. He's like, well, there's not Andrew Armstrong's not likely
He's
to
questionable, which means, some things probably would have to happen for him to get to play. Doesn't sound like Kudus is going to play. So I think that would basically be it right now, based on what I know so
Pretty
far.
healthy.
Yeah.
One thing that would be great for Arkansas, besides winning this game, is no longer having to qualify the win. Like all it's been since they beat. I know they played UAPB, but I know it was UAPB. But like, you get rid of that. Like, it'll be so nice one way or the other to quit qualifying this win.
I agree. Hey, I want to go to the text line here just for a second. Back to the game last night, because Tim sent this in, and I bet it happened all over Arkansas last night. Said he watched the game, and every time Lamar made a play, he was like, "Oh yeah, Bobby Petrino coached him." That's what Taylor Green's going to look like. I guarantee you, all over Arkansas last night,
so
people
funny.
were saying that.
And good. And you know what? He did. And
I think that's
I don't
great.
know that
I think
I
it's
wouldn't
great.
put the Lamar Jackson label on Taylor Green yet. but Taylon Green does have those types of skills. And you see what Bobby Petrino does when he has an athletic quarterback. I mean, can you recall? First of all, it's hard to recall quarterbacks that Petrino didn't have success with, but certainly not one that looks like Taylon Green, that has an arm and can run.
You know, we focus a lot on how coaches evolve. You know, Saban, for example, we brought him up earlier. He's always the go-to for all media people saying, well, even these old coaches have to change. You look at how Petrino, what his quarterbacks were like back when he was at Louisville, the Brahms, what he was at Arkansas with Mallett and Wilson, and then what he became with Lamar, you know, with a different type of quarterback, a different skill set. When people would say in the summer, what's Taylon Green going to be like? And, you know, when people would hearken back to, you know, the great portions of the Petrino era, it was always around Mallett and Wilson. And that's what you think of. But Green's an entirely different quarterback than what Mallett and Wilson were. And my suspicion all along was, if you want to look at the style that Coach Petrino would like to utilize his quarterback in right now, go watch what they did when Lamar was in his heyday at Louisville, because as we've discussed before, when the defense has to account for the quarterback as more than just a thrower, it changes the way they defend the field.
Don't leave Casey Dick out.
I'm not leaving Casey Dick
out. That's my coach. That's my coach, man. That's my Fayetteville coach, man.
That makes the point also is that you talk about Casey and Mallett and Wilson.
Yeah.
Respectfully, they're not Taylon Green in terms of their style of play.
So when we did this story on Taylon Green and his NIL deal, and he went over to Fayetteville High School and he spent some time with Casey Dick, and they were talking about Petrino, Coach Dick took Taylon back to his office and he said, look at these notes from like an LSU week of practice. 7-on-7. The way you carry the ball pisses coach off. This is Petrino's notes to Casey Dick. On the balls of your feet, Ryan. That's for Mallett. Back elbow down on the drop, Casey. Make plant foot move first. 7th note. Accuracy sucks. All caps, 2 exclamation points.
You really meant that.
This is great. And then in Sharpie, bold black Sharpie, Casey, the way you carry the ball pisses Bob off.
That's great.
That's some inside Petrino coaching right there. He's evolved, but I bet you those notes are still pretty accurate. It's going to be interesting to see them offensively.
He knew exactly what he meant.
We got to avoid those false starts early. Avoid being behind the sticks. You know, all that. You know, it's great anytime you talk to anybody or any of us analyze a game. Hey, you got to stay ahead of the sticks.
Yeah.
Got to avoid turnovers.
Yeah.
Got to win the battle on special teams. Those are all.
But it's all true.
All the keys
but
to the
it's
game.
all true.
Gotta
It's all
score
true.
more points than the other team. 877-377-6963. It's the Chuck and Bo Show, 631. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations.
I made some good calls today.
You sure did. You sure did.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did I hear my broadcast partner talking about somebody slipping in his DM?
Together we stand as tall as the Tower of Old Maid. Our memories are etched in stone like names on Senior Walk. and our blood flows Razorback red. For 100 years, we've been hog wild, and today we continue the tradition. We are Arkansas Razorbacks.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood couple.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill Bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Thill.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westart Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westart Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westart Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westart Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Perry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen anywhere at hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Bart doesn't like 11 o'clock starts. Bart's going to be the fly in the ointment. We got to get his take on that in a minute. 877-377-6963.
I don't know. He likes Tommy loves mimosas. I hear. Actually, he's staunchly against it. Do you like mimosas, Bart? Is that an 11 a.m. thing for you?
Mimosa's fine. I'm more of a screwdriver guy myself, but I like a mimosa.
Wow. What are you having this morning?
Really?
Irish coffee.
What do you go to when you first get out of bed? What's your go-to?
He reaches for the bottle.
Yeah. Eddie, what's up this morning, Eddie?
Man, I'm feeling good. I don't know about you, gentlemen. I don't know about you, fan base,
but I'm in a state of hysteria. Because I tell you this, can you feel it? What's going to take place tomorrow at Boone Pickens Field in Stillwater, Oklahoma? I tell you this, I woke early this morning watching the sun rise and the wind blow. And I can't think of a better song. I cranked up. I went back to one of the best bands all time. Fleetwood Mac, The Chain.
There it
And
is.
we will be a chain that will not be easily broken tomorrow at Boone Pickens Field. We're gonna break it. And what is the importance of answering the bell and hearing the bell ring? And I want to address the team today. Are you listening? I've been ringing the bell all week, and I'm ready for this win tomorrow. Are you fan base? Can you feel it? And then I went back to I love this song. I'm a fan of all artists. Her name, What a Voice, by Andra Day. It's called Rise Up. And what is the significance of Rise Up? That means rise up like the high waves. Rise up unafraid. And in this song, it's very important. Because I tell you this, it contains three things. It takes courage to go into a hostile environment like Boone Pickens Field and get a win, which is exactly what's going to take place tomorrow. This team, you cannot measure, mindset. And as I said last week, woo! What are they bringing to Stillwater? Well, crank up Def Leppard, push it up loud. Because we're bringing the sugar. We're going to get a bravado back. And we're not going to surrender. And when we leave Boone Pickens Field tomorrow, woo! The whistle is going to be blowing, baby. Put that in your coffee this morning.
It's in there, Eddie. Thank you.
The hysteria is in the coffee.
Hysteria.
Fleetwood Mac making the trip to Stillwater.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie, thanks for bringing the heat. You know what? Eddie shows up.
He does.
He brings it.
He doesn't take a day off.
I just want to say, I don't know if people realize the amount of preparation that must go into that. That's hours of research. The lyrics.
I can tell you. Eddie is a celebrity in his town. I mean, he is.
Well,
he is a celebrity in his town. I know that.
He's worked hard for it.
He is.
Does he still work at the Walmart?
I believe so.
Distribution center.
I believe so. And he's the toast of the town, as he should.
Oh,
be.
yeah, absolutely.
Most famous resident of the town.
Yeah, Clarksville's own.
That's right.
Eddie from Clarksville.
That's
Chuck
right.
from Clarksville. Eddie from Clarksville.
That's right.
You guys ever just kind of run into each other in the grocery store when you're in Clarksville?
Eddie was a move-in, if I'm not mistaken. So we don't go back maybe as far as I do some of the others.
Well, he brought it right there.
He did. He does every day.
What was the other song he was talking about? Fleetwood Mac, and what were we playing in the
Rise
back?
Up.
Rise Up.
Yeah.
Andre Day. Great song.
The Chain is a good one. I mean, that
interesting
is one of
The line of the day is put that in your coffee.
Yeah.
That's the line of the day so far. 877-377-6963. What's your beef with 11 a.m. games? I know
what's
everybody
the deal
has
there?
one.
What's
Well, you
the
gotta
deal?
move on.
Well, it's not really like a beef with 11 a.m. kickoffs.
Well, okay.
I think 11 a.m.
What are you
kickoffs
trying
are
to say?
fine.
What are you trying to say?
I think it's criminal that Texas
big word.
and Michigan is an 11 a.m. game.
Criminal.
I think that is a prime that needs to be prime time under the lights in the big house.
Is that similar to asinine?
I don't know. I
Criminal?
was just writing it down. I've got it written down. Right.
I think.
See, look,
It's $1 in the
See,
jar.
look,
I know. It's
criminal,
Right.
criminal,
Right,
and
that's-
I underline.
It's $1 in the
put that-
jar.
Can you
It's
can you
fine.
put
Okay,
that in
got
your
it.
call on Saturday at some point?
Criminal.
Criminal.
That's criminal.
That's criminal.
Maybe there'll be a
Yeah.
bad call. That is
I
absolutely criminal.
Like, I don't have anything against 11 a.m. kickoffs. I used to enjoy them
The Texas
when
Michigan
Arkansas played at 11 a.m.
Why is it criminal?
Because,
Why is
like,
it criminal? Why? Why is it criminal that Texas and Michigan are playing at 11 a.m.?
Because it's a prime time, like that's a prime
be a
time
night
game.
game.
It should be a night game. It
Why?
should be under the lights. It should be you're getting together with your friends. You're having some pizza. You're watching the game. Like
Is that what you and your friends do?
sure.
Sounds like a great time.
Why? See, this is my point, though. That that's old school. That's old school. The new school is
Let me
we
tell you what the
have
cool kids
great
do.
games all day long.
Right. I understand that.
We have great games all
I
day long.
understand that.
What
But
is it about night?
counterpoint. It's week 2. There aren't a lot of great games. So your great game should be in your game of the week. The big top 10 matchup should be in prime time.
Okay. I understand
Should
what
be
you're
on
saying.
prime
Kind of changing
I'm
the
just-
subject, though.
Well, look, here's the thing. 11 a.m. games is a big topic. As soon as the schedule came out and Arkansas is playing all these 11 a.m. games, I'm just getting text after text. Surely you can do something about this. Surely you have somebody that can. But I'm like, nobody can do anything about it. The TV networks buy the rights and then they get their time slots. The reason they played on Thursday night, last night on NBC and Peacock is because it's a slot that is exclusive. Nobody else has the window. So when you go all day and you're going to play every game all day long and you're Fox, you got a certain exclusive window for your premier game that you're not in as much competition for. And so that's where it all started, as Chuck has pointed out a couple of times over the last several days. But now it's become this. Why does it have to be a trash time slot? Because Bart wants to have pizza with his friends and hang out at night.
Well, I think if let's just be
they
honest.
have breakfast pizza
Let's
at like
just
Casey's
be
convenience store.
honest.
Try that.
It's delicious.
You want to be able to watch the Razorbacks in real time, and you'd like to be able to watch the Texas-Michigan game in real time.
Certainly.
So when you toss out a word like criminal.
Well, no. Hey, look.
OJ.
Look.
That's right. OJ. This is not an OJ situation.
No, here's the deal. When you get further into the season, when you get into conference play, there is a greater variety of really good games. And you have the inventory to have great games in every time slot. Early in the season, you don't.
You missed it. When does Fox have a great window after that?
Inventory.
But like Fox's exclusive window is at noon Eastern. That's their big time window. That is their prime time. Guess when the NFL plays, Bart? What time? What time's the first game in the NFL on Sunday?
1 Eastern.
Okay, so we're talking about an hour difference.
What about those
why is it
people
such
in
a
the
big
window?
It's Sunday. It's Sunday.
What's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference? The day after Sunday is Monday. People got to get up and go to work.
No, but in terms of the time that a game comes on, why is it such a big deal? That's no big deal to play noon Central games on Sunday, but good mercy, we can't play it at 11 a.m. an hour earlier on Saturday.
Good mercy, Bart.
But you're forgetting something too in the way that the NFL and the TV rights are set up. And you can't watch. I mean, unless you have Sunday Ticket, you can't watch all these different games at once. There are no options. You get the game that's on CBS, or you get the game that's on Fox. You don't have just this incredible variety, this entire slate of games to watch.
So you're gonna watch it like on a rerun Saturday night?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Pizza and friends and
no, I'm gonna watch Tennessee NC State because that's the game that's on.
Like a flight by Yingling and.
Brian already told me that game's going to be over halfway through the first quarter anyway, so I don't know what the big deal is.
The Chuck and Bo Show is brought to you by First Security Bank, where it's more than just banking. Yep, they've got all the things you need to bank better, but it's way more than that. They're all in on local support. They're all in on Arkansas. They're all in on convenient locations. Friendly, local banking. Happy to talk about the Razorbacks with you. They love the Razorbacks. Bank better with First Security Bank, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show. Check them out online at fsbank.com. First Security Bank, member FDIC. 646 on the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Friday.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they but one Razorback. Number one.
Athletes love to say, hey, look good, feel good, play good. And that certainly can apply to everyday life. Meet my friend, Dr. Jeff Swetnam.
Cosmetic surgery has always been about looking better. And I think over the years, what I've figured out is if you don't feel good, it doesn't matter how you look. What vitality and wellness is all about is helping you look your best, not only look your best, but feel your best, and no matter what age you are. Some guys say getting old, you get shorter, you get fatter, you lose your sex drive. Some guys say that's just a natural thing that you're just going to have to live to and look forward to. But some guys are wrong. You don't have to do that. And if you want help with that, you come see us, Sweatingham Cosmetic Surgery and the spa. We can help evaluate you, and we can show you how some guys are wrong.
So we don't have to get it wrong. All right, time to look into getting it right. Guys, log on to SweatinghamCosmetic.com for a free evaluation. SweatinghamCosmetic.com. Time to feel and look better.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013, with popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA. There's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer. And it's a great time to be a Razorback. Embrace the hoe! Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Suey, they were doing all the stuff. I went in there to get something to eat, and they're cheering. I'm like, what is going on here?
We're here with the excitement and insight you crave.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps now, you know.
It's the Razorback Daily from the team at Sport and Store.
That might be our best episode ever.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A great pair. Really honored that you guys are doing this, listening over here in Jonesboro.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special. We have the French toast turkey melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
Oh no, what happened to your windshield?
I had an accident. I'm definitely going to have to get a new one.
You should call Mr. Autoglass on Towson Avenue.
I have to be careful. I have all this technology in my windshield.
Technology?
Yes, things like adaptive cruise, rain sensing wipers, and lane assistant.
Well, the folks over at Mr. Autoglass can definitely calibrate all of that for you. They are super friendly and fast. You should give them a call.
What's that number?
782-4441.
Okay, I'll give Mr. Autoglass a call. 782-4441.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844. Have you been to the River Valley's only multi-sport facility? Then let's hang out. The Hangout in Fort Smith is the only sports facility that offers indoor tennis and pickleball, indoor and outdoor basketball, and has now added multiple soccer fields. Soccer leagues are forming soon. Did you know the Hangout also has an 8,000 square foot fitness center with bar, yoga, HIIT, and Pilates classes? The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Two bald white guys with a face for radio.
And another whoa, just blew my ears out. Hey, and another thing. Another thing about this 11 a.m. kickoff deal that I just can't understand why people like Bart and others are just hung up on it. Here's another
just
thing.
like pick on Bart.
And
Let's
another
just
thing.
slap Bart around.
I'm not hung up on it. I'm talking about one specific
and another thing about this.
Okay.
You like March Madness? Why do you like March Madness? Because March Madness is all day long. People love March Madness because they want to watch great games all day long. You can't watch great games all day long if you don't start in the morning.
I'm talking about one particular week.
Talking
and
about
one
practice.
particular game.
So are you telling me there's no good night games?
There's one. It's Tennessee and NC State.
You really think that's going to be a good game?
No, I think Tennessee's going to win by 1 million.
It's all day long, Chuck. It starts at 11. Get excited.
That's it.
Get excited.
I mean,
did you know I was going to get into
Tulsa's
this? Is that
at
why
Arkansas
you blew my
State.
ears out with the volume when I came back?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm bleeding out of my ear and I can't hear anyhow.
Would that be 1-0 Arkansas State after a controversial win over UCA that they won't stop talking about?
By the way,
Colorado's at Nebraska, 6:30.
I got
on
Nebraska.
NBC.
I got the big red.
Like, well, of course. Colorado's bad.
Dion has become that guy. You know what? When he started out, it kind of felt like, oh, this is cool. Now it's like Notre Dame or Texas. Where if you're not a fan of their team, you don't like them. You're not like he has his approval rating in the polls way down, right?
No, you're right.
I mean, Dion was. We were all kind of like, oh, this is cool. Now it's like, man, shut up.
At some point you have to
like
win.
this stop.
At some point you have to win.
Here's one that just kind of feels wrong. Houston at Oklahoma, 6:45 on the SEC network.
Yeah, it is a little bit different.
That seems.
John in Springdale, you're on the Chuck and Bo show. We got a minute or so here. Fire away.
I just wanted to find out for sure, guys, what station what's that on. I've got DirecTV.
You're okay.
I get ABC. Is that the only one's going to carry
You'll
that?
be okay for the ABC. You're not going to be able to watch ESPN, but ABC, you'll be all right.
Okay, I know they go back and forth sometimes. ABC.
Well, here's the deal on that. The ABC affiliates in Arkansas and Oklahoma are not owned by Disney, so they're not affected. Some of the ABC stations in the big cities are owned by Disney, so they are affected. But you'll be able to watch the game tomorrow. But now next week's a different deal.
Oh.
Actually,
stream it next week.
Surely they'll have it figured out.
I don't know. They're digging
Look,
in.
John, do
They're digging
yourself
in.
a favor. Do yourself a favor. Get YouTube TV. YouTube TV. Yep, just go online.
Some tells me it's not going to.
Google it. The Chuck and Bo show is brought to you by First Security Bank. Pascal, Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
I was talking about me.
Fayetteville Auto Park.
About me.
Flight by Yingling. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. I just believe I have YouTube TV. It did take some help from the kids, but I have it. It's a Chuck and Bo show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original Sports Rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, Price Check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Two bald white guys with a face for radio.
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a fourth-generation family-owned business, taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a very slight chance of seeing a shower or storm, a high in the middle to upper 80s. Clear skies tonight. It will be cooler and less humid, an overnight low in the mid to upper 50s. Sunshine on Saturday, a high right around the mid to upper 70s. And Sunday, plenty of sunshine, high temperature Sunday in the upper 70s to low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howell in Van Buren. Hey, Ty Richardson for Jim. They have several locations in the Arkansas area, but I specifically want to talk to you about Jim Mart number 10. Great deli. My goodness. Great lunch, great dinner. But have you had the breakfast yet? It's the best in town. And they have that convenient drive-through window. So when you're heading north or south on 540, take exit number 6 for Jim Mart number 10. 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith. Jim, the leading gas station and convenience store in the area.
From the Bushlight Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles, 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
You know, with the Brian Adams, I crank it up loud. Everything I do for you. We're taking a home train to Stillwater, baby. And when we leave Stillwater, that whistle is only blowing. Woo!
Man, let's go. The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio. I'm making another excuse for this Jaguar.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. Why Kurt Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. And Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
All right. Friday, football.
And another thing.
And another thing.
About 11 a.m. game.
Bo, if you have not been with us, Bo has a thing for 11 a.m. games, and Bart does not. That's basically what's happening.
It's the new prime time.
If you're just getting up,
It's the new
basically
prime
we've
time.
listened for an hour to Bo make great point after great point about why 11 a.m.s are good. And Bart looking at him like he's got like a dog tilting his head.
And how the Chiefs continue to dominate the Ravens.
Yeah, I tried to overlook that.
Yeah.
That was a good call, though. It was a good call. It was a good game, whole deal. Good call.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
And it was on a Thursday night. It wasn't on a Sunday. It was a different
And it was
time.
not at 11 a.m. I noticed.
No,
it was not at 11 a.m.
It was night on a
It was actual
Thursday.
prime time.
Yeah. I like 11 a.m. games.
I
This
know
is
you
what
do.
Justin from Springdale says. This isn't me. I like 11 a.m. games. Either I'm riding high from the win the rest of the day, or I keep myself busy enough to forget about it by the time I go to bed.
Hey, I like a
If they
day
lose.
game. They could play 9 in the morning as far as I'm
Look,
concerned.
I would prefer a night game too, but I'm just saying
I
you
mean-
got to get past the point of 11 a.m. games. The only people that like 11 a.m. games are people in the media who have to work the games because they get done earlier in the day and their whole evening's not ruined and they get to watch other games. But the
I
idea,
like it because I can take a nap
my
later
thing,
in the day.
which is, let's talk more about your naps. Actually,
No, let's don't.
Yeah,
I'm
let's-
just saying I like to
let's-
take a little nap.
what goes into a good nap? Like, how do you get that done? Some people really struggle
You
to
just
nap.
get in the recliner and lean back,
That's-
close your
okay.
eyes. 2 minutes later, you're out.
TV, background noise,
No.
nothing.
No.
You just get in the recliner.
Yeah, maybe, a little fan every once in a while
Yeah,
going, a little
yeah.
background
Okay,
noise.
all
All
right.
right. I have no problem taking a nap. I can show you how to take a nap. I mean, I
Yeah.
can do it real
Can
quickly.
you do a video?
I could.
Like just set your
I
phone
could.
up.
I could.
We see you.
Guarantee
Can we
it.
put that out on
Sit-
social
sit
media?
The recliner.
I'll
and then you just-
open my mouth
you just
and
take it
yeah.
877-377-6963. What are you calling this weekend? Like who you got? Whether it's Arkansas,
Who you got?
Oklahoma State, or somebody else, Texas, Michigan, who you got this weekend? 877-377-6963, regardless of what time they play. It's just I guess I'm just a little torn up by the ungratefulness of it all. We didn't used to have every game on TV. We're just the ungratefulness.
I don't disagree with you.
Of games
I don't
on
disagree
television.
with
Oh, it's 11 a.m. Oh my gosh! Like what are you doing
All
at
right.
11?
Again,
You got
I
your
don't
kids'
disagree.
games,
I
I
don't
get that.
disagree with you. I'm just
We
talking
have
about
Bart's
this
just picking
one.
a fight. He's
We
just
have
picking a
DVRs.
fight.
You get
Bo's just picking a
recorded.
fight.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you, Bart, which is worse, 11 a.m. or 9:30 when Arizona State and Mississippi State kick?
You got a lot at stake in that game.
Yeah.
You're gonna be watching that.
Well, I
You
will
got
be
money on
watching
that game?
Not as of yet.
Okay. But
Oh.
you will.
Yes.
Okay.
We got
well,
somebody
look.
here that has Arkansas on the money line. Got it at 2 7.5 plus 275.
Look, I just think
That's from a guy
I
down the street,
understand.
though.
I understand Arizona State. They look good against Wyoming last week. I get it. That's Wyoming. I still don't think Arizona State's very good. If Mississippi State loses that game, I struggle to see, looking at their schedule, how they are going to win a game in SEC play this year.
Wow. What if Arizona State's surprisingly good?
They're
They
better than
might,
you think.
they might be, but I also I'm not sure.
Trip.
I'm not sure
These
that
teams go out there and change.
I'm not
time
sure that
zones, whole different
changes.
deal.
I'm not sure that changes the outlook for Mississippi
That's
State
a
in the
bold
SEC
statement.
this year.
That's a bold statement.
Well, do you want their schedule? This
Please,
is Mississippi
please.
State.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I wish you'd read it off to me. Go ahead.
I got up this morning. I said, can we get Bart to read all?
Oh, Bart's got that Mississippi State schedule ready. Yeah, what do they got, man? What do they got?
Who's on there? Who's on that thing?
Florida.
You got this on your refrigerator?
Florida.
You have the composite schedule of the SEC on your fridge.
It's a magnet.
What have we got right here? What have we got?
Oh, look at that.
Right here.
Chuck's got it. Pocket size.
That's awesome.
Nothing says old school like a pocket schedule, boys. Nothing says I'm ready for football like a pocket schedule.
Where did you get that?
Front desk at the Broyle Center, baby. When you first
I know where
walk
I'm
in.
going as soon as the
Exactly.
show's done.
That's right.
gotta
Look
get
at
one
it.
of those.
Look at it. Look at
beautiful.
it.
Oh,
Pocket
it's
schedule, logo, everything.
Hey, can you laminate it just like it where it's
Right.
the trifold's all completely
I
open?
know this. It's going in my
Laminate it
wallet.
and
It's
put
not coming out until Thanksgiving.
Put it in your put it in your laminate it and put it in your shirt pocket.
Well,
Yeah, you got like a pen protector. You can put that in there too.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They pocket schedule.
Who's on that
is
sucker?
Still where it's
Come
at,
on, we
boys.
can't. We've set this up. We've got to hear the Mississippi State schedule. Like who's
Yeah.
who
What's
they
the
got?
schedule?
Who's
What's
on
the
that
schedule?
thing?
I'm sorry.
So
What do they have?
it's Florida, at Texas,
Boy, that looks good though.
at Georgia,
Thank you.
Texas A&M,
Wait,
Arkansas.
wait. Start with Texas again. I was still enamored
Sorry.
by
No
Chuck's.
one's really listening yet. Let us lock in. Go ahead.
Please.
You have no
Please,
idea,
lock
but
in.
we have a line on how many times we're going to interrupt you in this little. Hey, I'm going to read Mississippi State's schedule bit.
Great. Florida,
Anyhow,
at
so
No,
all
really.
right, no, really. You can't do it.
Florida, at Texas, at Georgia, Texas A&M, Arkansas, at Tennessee, Missouri, at Ole Miss. That's brutal.
It is a tough schedule.
They'll be an underdog in every one of those games, I think.
What about Arkansas? How many games are they going to be an underdog in?
Well, I think we'll see
today-
after. I think
today
we'll
it'd
see
be-
after this weekend.
Today it'd be all of them except UAB and
So let's
La
get back
Tech.
to center. Have you got Mississippi State or Arizona State? Who you picking? Who you got? Who you going to put your money on?
Well, see, okay, so this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Because, I think it's just ridiculous that Arizona State is
Just
favored.
what are you going to do?
I'm going to take Arizona State.
Okay. God, we've spent 10 minutes. Quinn is in Texarkana. Quinn, you're on the Chuck and Bo show.
with a healthy side of Bart.
Guys, we got a big game this week.
Quinn, how's it going?
It's going great, guys. Hey, Oklahoma State's got some really beefy road graders up front. I heard one of them's going to be injured. What's that going to look like for Ollie and the rest of the game?
Well, I haven't seen any reports of their offensive line having anybody out. Have you?
I have not seen them definitively rule anyone out. No. I would.
Remember if it was the guard or the tackle, but one of them had some issues in the first game.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about there, but I have not seen anything definitive on what they're going to do in that regard this week. Now, how will it affect Ollie Gordon if there's an injury there? Quite honestly, I don't know that it's going to affect it all that much. I find it difficult to believe that one matchup. I mean, if it's a bad matchup for them and a good matchup for Arkansas, it'd be nice, but I still think they'll make every effort to run the football.
I mean, it is a big matchup in the game.
It is.
I mean, it's Arkansas's defensive line against their offense.
What I mean is the individual matchup. If one guy's hobbled a little bit, maybe you can abuse that guy all day, so to speak.
100%.
That's wishful thinking, but maybe that something like that.
Generally, a team like Oklahoma State that has the veterans they have, and as long as Gundy's been there, they're going to be about 8 deep. So you got 5 starters and 3 other offensive linemen that you expect to play throughout the season.
Well, the one thing that struck me when I was filling out the spotting boards for this is, I mean, their depth is veteran depth. You look at their offensive line, 4th-year junior, 5th-year senior, 3rd-year sophomore, 5th-year senior, 3rd-year sophomore. Those are the backups. And all of them, 4 of the 5 are over 300. And the one that's not's 295. So they've got veteran depth. I don't think they're in a spot, quite frankly, where they've got some of the depth issues that other teams have.
I don't think Oklahoma State is going to make a lot of mistakes in the game. I think that you're going to have to go beat them. I don't think this is a game. Now, you can force some turnovers. You can create some havoc, but they're a solid team. I mean, we joke, but their average age is like 24. I mean, not really, but it's close. It's in the 20s. I mean, they're not like a young team. They're a lot of these guys have been around. I mean, look, their quarterback's literally 24. He's 24. He's played. This is his 7th year of college football. But what we are, I really believe what we are going to find out is Arkansas SEC physical. Are they SEC physical? I mean, Mike Gundy pointed this out early in the week.
When you play a team in the SEC, you're going to play girth. You're going to play massive guys that have a lot of size and they're physical in the box. And, they have a really good geographical location for producing bigger type bodies like that. And so that's where I mentioned that we need to make good strides between last week and this week in order to block a completely different front than what we saw last week.
Obviously, they're going to have to, and by there, I mean Oklahoma State, they're going to have to deal with a bigger offensive line than they dealt with last week. Arkansas is in a spot where, they did start 3 people who made their first career starts last week. And Marion Harris, Kudus is still out. That's a key spot. It's a key spot when you start moving guys around. And I'm talking about the backups there. I think that, to me, from an Arkansas perspective, you talk about being physical. That's the tone that you have to set right off the bat. If Arkansas wins the toss, I'd expect them to take the football again. And I think that's a tone. Somebody's got to set that tone right away. And I think, to me, you're talking about earlier, can Oklahoma State run the ball? To me, I look at it from an Arkansas perspective, and can Arkansas run the ball? If Arkansas runs the ball, they win. If they don't, they get beat.
So if you had to describe this game in a word, what would it be? It's a blank game. I'm going to give you one.
It's a toss-up game.
Toss-up. Is that 2 words, hyphenated word?
Yeah, I think it counts as 1 word.
Does it count as 1 word?
It does.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. This is a
judges. Let's go to the judges.
This is a girth game.
We're going to play girth.
A girth game.
Maybe right. I mean, you may be right.
If it comes down to one thing, is that fair? What can you boil it down to 1 word to describe the game?
I don't know that it'd be girth.
Well, Gundy started it, so
I understand.
I thought it was good. It describes what's going to happen here.
It's an interior game.
That's girth. You're just saying it differently. That's what it is.
Well, I think he's overstating the case, and here's why. He's making it sound like Arkansas is huge and Oklahoma State's little. Oklahoma State's going to have 3 down linemen, 305, 330, 275.
We're going to play girth.
I mean, those guys aren't little. Their linebacker that's so good, Oliver, he's 6'2" and 240. That's not a little linebacker. They got a safety that's 210 pounds. They got another that's 6'2". These guys aren't little guys. I'm sure that's, he's making it sound like, he's David and the big mighty SEC's Goliath. But I agree that for Arkansas to win, they got to push them around at the line of scrimmage. But I think you can say the same thing about Oklahoma State and everybody else that's playing tomorrow too.
Can you show the camera what you have there?
Yeah, this.
This is how Chuck prepares for every show. We'll just look at this.
Yeah, that's right.
This.
That's right. Look at all that.
Yeah. Chuck said yesterday when he left, he goes, "Oh, look, I'm not going to be available today. I got to do.
I got to go color
my spotting board.
This is my favorite part of the week. I get to color.
Yeah,
I get to color.
Hobby Lobby. He's got 6 different highlighters.
I do.
What a play-by-play guy.
Yeah, that's
I mean, you're like a pilot. 877-377-6963. The Chuck and Bo Show presented by Flyway Brewing. You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things that are built in our state. They're a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. They've got a location there on Maple Street, a location on Zion Road in Fayetteville. They got huge screens at the location in Fayetteville. Great place to watch games this weekend, starting at 11 a.m. You can watch a game at 11 a.m. A good game, a marquee matchup. You get to watch football all day long because there's a game that starts at 11 a.m. And I would do it at Flyway Brewing. You can try the Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, the Early Bird IPA. Early Bird IPA. They got one just for the 11 a.m. game, Bart.
You know what they say about the Early Bird?
What do they say about? Gets the worm. Yeah, that's that. They still say that.
They do.
Who's still saying that?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's still true. It's still true. Flyway Craft Beer also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
You said Good Mercy earlier.
Yeah.
Today. How many people say Good Mercy? You went,
What's
Good
new?
Mercy.
At least,
Bart.
at least it's not from 1817.
I've never heard it before ever.
That's what we're doing here,
Okay,
Chuck.
all right.
Well, okay, give me something
Cutting edge.
Give me something on the broadcast on Saturday that we haven't heard before ever.
Good Mercy.
Yeah.
Good Mercy.
Good Mercy. That was criminal. It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
But I want someone to slide into my DMs. It's just
I'm
a
not sure
personal
I'm
goal.
entirely comfortable with this.
It sounds appealing to me.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state. And you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. With popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA, there's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I'm Taylor Green, Arkansas QB, and these two guys definitely have a face for radio.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Don't miss A Night of Hope, an evening with John Calipari, Tuesday, September 17th at Pinnacle Country Club in Rogers. The evening gets underway at 6:15 with a VIP meet and greet and cocktail party for premium sponsors. At 6:30, hear Razorbacks coach Cal with special guest Joe Klein. Tickets, tables, and sponsorships are all available by logging on to TeamLukeHopeForMinds.org. A Night of Hope, supporting children after brain injury, September 17th. Log on now, TeamLukeHopeForMinds.org.
Did you know that almost 80% of all advertising is spent on digital? This is Dale Daniels, Digital Sales Manager for ESPN Arkansas. And due to the growth in digital advertising, we have the opportunity for the right person to join our team. Digital and radio advertising go hand in hand. That's all you to help businesses grow with this powerful combination. If you have experience in broadcast and digital marketing or business development, we want to hear from you. Email your resume to sales@hitthatline.com. Pearson Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
All you kids, anytime there's any problem, anytime somebody's, well, why don't you get YouTube TV? Well, why don't you get Sling? Why don't you, I mean, you've always got the answer.
Right.
You've always got the answer.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, well, it is an answer. It's called a solution. It's called a solution. YouTube TV.
YouTube, whatever.
877-377-6963.
The ultimate blow-off answer. Whatever.
Today's September 6th. I asked Bart to go, whose birthday is it today? He's like, nobody. I mean, John Wall's birthday is today. But I didn't see anybody special.
Shout out
today.
Coach Cal, I guess.
For John Wall's birthday?
Sure.
My sister, Joy, who lives in Florida, a couple years younger than me, her birthday today. Happy birthday, sis. I'm sure she's not listening, but if she were, that would probably be a very nice thing for her to hear. So
I don't know if you read this.
Somebody's birthday is today. Happy birthday.
In the pre-show package that Bart sent out, it is National Read a Book Day.
Oh,
and it is National Lazy Moms Day.
Right.
I didn't even realize there was such a deal.
Well, I'll tell you about that. When I read that, then what came to mind was Father's Day.
Yeah.
No. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
That's what came to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Father's Day. Yeah. What did you get for Father's Day? Yeah. National Lazy Mother's Day means more for dad to do, right? Is that fair?
I'm staying away from that.
877-377-6963. So at Hogs Plus, they have behind the scenes footage. They have a follow on Hogs Plus. Every week, you get behind the scenes of the week with the football team, what happened at the game, audio you don't get anywhere else from the sidelines, inside the locker room. So this is prior to the UAPB game. Coach Pittman, Coach Petrino, Coach T. Will, the head coach and the two coordinators talking to the team. This is a look inside the locker room.
Let's just prove in this building what we think each other together. Let's prove that we're right.
Yes, sir. Know what to do. All right? Do your assignment. Everybody here is going to play their ass off one play at a time.
That's what they said. But you still got to go play football.
3 seconds. We get in the huddle now. It's important that we break the huddle together. All of us break the huddle together. A great play starts with the huddle.
That's on you. That's in the heart. So make sure you take care of that.
Let's go score every single time we take the field.
Yes, sir.
Every single time we take the field.
Yes, sir.
Let's go get after him now. Let's go.
Hogs Plus.
Man,
Hogs Plus.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Yes, sir. Hogsplus.com.
I like it.
You know what I'm not looking forward to in the game?
What's that?
And you're probably going to do it.
What?
That's the first time this season Arkansas hasn't scored a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The question is, will it be in the third quarter, the fourth quarter, the first quarter? When will it be?
You think it'll be tomorrow?
You think Arkansas?
You think it'll be tomorrow?
Okay.
I'm
okay.
asking
All right,
you.
I like that.
I'm
Look at it.
asking
Look at
you.
that. Okay.
I
All
didn't
right.
say what was going to happen.
like
I'm
the
asking
energy.
you.
I like the
You're
question.
operating under the assumption it's going to happen tomorrow.
I like the question.
I'm just.
I mean, it's got to end at some
So
point.
I'm asking you.
I mean, it's never happened.
When
in
does
one
it
game
end?
Before.
I mean, you've already gone viral and declared Arkansas to be an overwhelming
Well, I
favorite.
just think Arkansas.
Bart's
that's not true.
Bart's already thrown you to the wolves out there.
An overwhelming favorite is not what I said.
Not even going to be close.
I did say that I think Arkansas is going to win the game, and I said I don't think that's even a bold prediction. I just don't like.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
54% on these simulations. They say 54% of the time that Oklahoma State wins the game. 54% of the time, and they're playing at home.
That means 44% of the time they don't. And I mean, it's a pick'em game in my mind. It's a pick'em game.
You mean 46? Or is it? What would that be?
Well,
46.
if it's 56, then the other would be
No,
44.
did I say 56? I meant 54.
Okay. Well, it would be 54-46 or 56.
No, it's 56.
Guys, it's too early for math. It's too early for math.
877-377-6963. A lot of text coming in. If you used a word to describe the game, because Mike Gundy, his word was girth.
Girth.
This is a girth game. This is a blank game. And we've got some complex is coming in on the text line. This is a complex
game.
Physicality is the same thing as girth, right? Not necessarily.
Trenches.
I guess you could.
Trenches.
Yep. It's a
Dustin said
that's
trenches.
girth. That's girth. What kind of game is it? It's a marquee game. I think it's a marquee game. National marquee game.
Oh,
You
I
got-
think it's
get the
a
16th
I
team in the
think it's a
country
big game.
playing an Arkansas team that turned some heads against a bad opponent in week one.
Look, everyone wants their team to get national attention. I mean, we're as hung up on it as anybody else is. Everyone is. And this is one of those games. If Arkansas wins tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of people that notice.
I mentioned Alan Bowman, the quarterback for Oklahoma State, who's 24, playing his 7th season of college football.
That's amazing.
He threw for 3,460 yards last season, completed 61% of his passes. But here, you ready for this?
I am.
15 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
Yeah. Pressure equals picks. If Arkansas can put some pressure on the guy, he's going to be just like any other quarterback out there. You got a chance to get some turnovers.
Now, that was last year.
I understand.
We know what Arkansas
I understand
was last
that.
year.
And, you look back at Oklahoma State season last year. I think it was, I don't know if it was Bob or Tom that wrote about it in the paper this morning. But
the one where they have all the TV listings.
They were they struggled to kind of find their identity early in last season. I can remember I was just stunned when they lost to South Alabama at home 33-7. But that same team ended up in the Big 12 championship game. It's just kind of hard to imagine.
If you were with us yesterday to start the show, I was really excited. I told you about there were 3 good college games last night: Western Illinois at Indiana, BYU at SMU, Duke at Northwestern. Maybe not great games, but there's some things
Good
to watch
enough.
there. BYU at SMU could be interesting. I'm interested to see how Rhett Lashley does. Duke at Northwestern. Northwestern's a 2.5-point favorite. And I was talking about those games yesterday morning. Well, they're tonight. They weren't last night. They are tonight. Tonight's games.
Yeah.
So if you joined us yesterday, I false started on that. Bart corrected me, and now so we have high school and college football games tonight.
High school.
No 11 a.m. games today. That's just for the weekends. But what's Hooten's Football Magazine have Fayetteville tonight against Broken Arrow? Are they favored?
Fayetteville's favored, yes.
Okay, but they don't give the line anymore.
No,
Bo
sir.
Hooten's.
No, sir.
Bo, I've got Fayetteville by 17. I got Bo.
Thanks, Bear.
Yeah. I got it by 17.
Is Rising at Nashville tonight? Are they playing who's Mark Tree guy?
I'll have to get back.
Who
to
are
that
the Scrappers playing tonight?
It's the Chuck and Bo Show, 7:30 on a Friday before Arkansas heads to Oklahoma State. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck. This is a dream team. Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville.
We have the
Proud
opportunity to
sponsor of the
go
Chuck
make a
and Bo
statement on the
Show.
national stage. We're 11
Chuck
a.m.
and Bo
kickoff
Show.
on ABC. I mean, the country's going to be watching.
Back
and
to
you can see
Sports Radio.
really what we made of this Saturday.
Touchdown, Arkansas! We fought back. We took a punch, and we answered back. He's going to go! Johnson's at midfield, and there he goes! 98 yards. Keep, I saw it, but I'm not sure I believe it.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForsgren.com. That's GoForsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Don't miss A Night of Hope, an evening with John Calipari, Tuesday, September 17th at Pinnacle Country Club in Rogers. The evening gets underway at 6:15 with a VIP meet and greet and cocktail party for premium sponsors. At 6:30, hear Razorbacks coach Cal with special guest Joe Klein. Tickets, tables, and sponsorships are all available by logging on to teamlukehopeforminds.org. A Night of Hope, supporting children after brain injury, September 17th. Log on now, teamlukehopeforminds.org.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Did you know that almost 80% of all advertising is spent on digital? This is Dale Daniels, Digital Sales Manager for ESPN Arkansas. And due to the growth in digital advertising, we have the opportunity for the right person to join our team. Digital and radio advertising go hand in hand, and we're looking for someone to help businesses grow with this powerful combination. If you have experience in broadcast and digital marketing or business development, we want to hear from you. Email your resume to sales@hitthatline.com. Pearson Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen
We have the-
anywhere
we have
at
the opportunity.
hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
We have the opportunity to go make a statement on the national stage. We're 11 a.m. kickoff on ABC. I mean, the country's going to be watching, and we can see really what we're made of this Saturday.
Josh Braun, Razorback guard. The whole world is watching.
Country's watching.
The whole world's watching.
Country.
Yeah.
Good country.
Country world.
Great country.
You know, whatever. 11
USA.
o'clock in the morning. He's excited about it. Playing on ABC. I think the alarms go off at 6:30. I think that's what it's going to
For
be
the team?
tomorrow for the team, if I'm not mistaken. I would imagine many of them will be up before that. I think the buses roll maybe around 8, a little before 8, something like that. About an hour
Yeah.
from Tulsa over
So when
to
you
Stillwater.
complain about 11 a.m. games, think about the players.
That's right. That's
They get up
exactly
at
right.
6:30.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
But then they have the rest of the day.
Well, they got to get on a bus and ride back. Hopefully you win. It's a lot of fun then. Not so much fun if you lose. It is September 6th. 877-377-6963 is our number. And coming up later in the show, 8 o'clock, Robert Allen, the Oklahoma State radio analyst, friend of yours?
Sideline reporter.
Does
they do it a little different. He's involved, a lot of the game analysis on the sideline. But I got to know him a little bit when we did that TV show over there with that football program. He does a radio show as well. He'll have some opinions and thoughts that we don't want to bring people on the show that don't have opinions and thoughts, right?
You.
Like
Hunter Yurachek's going to be here at 8:30 as well.
Hey, I got to tell this story.
All right.
So we had a segment where he was doing his show live from a truck stop, like a big truck stop near Stillwater, probably 30 minutes outside of town. And he opened the show, and we were thinking about putting this in one of the episodes. And he's like, "Hey, you're back on whatever the name of the show is." And he goes, "Horse apples are 50% off today." Horse apples. They got horse apples over there at Stillwater. I mean, I'm sure.
I mean, is it a real thing?
Yeah.
What's a horse apple?
I don't know. I just remember that the apples for horses were,
The
something
ones that,
people
hit the ground.
I really don't have any more for you other than that.
Also known as an Osage orange.
Okay, so that's the extent of that.
Huh.
It's one of those things.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow, that's interesting looking.
that's quite an apple. Let's go to Mountain Home. Eric's on the line.
I
Eric,
don't know
you're on
that
the
it's
Chuck
actually
and
an
Bo
apple.
show.
Hey, Eric, what's happening?
Chuck and Bo, how are y'all this morning?
Doing
Man, we're great. We're great.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you having me on. I listen to you guys' show quite a bit. I'm from Springdale, but went to school at Oklahoma State, and I love Cowboy football. But I like listening to you guys and y'all's take on the Razorbacks in the morning. But as you can imagine, over the past week or so, I've been absorbing quite a few body shots from all of my friends and the people, the Razorback fans. And I realize that they've fresh off of a really big win against a formidable opponent. But I think things this weekend, tomorrow morning in Stillwater are going to be quite a bit different. And I think the best advice that I could give our Razorback fans would be, to pack a lunch, maybe some pudding and a big ham sandwich, because it's going to be a really long day in Boone Pickens Stadium tomorrow.
What's your prediction on the game?
I've got the Pokes minus 100.
Why are you so
Pokes
confident?
minus 100.
What makes you so
And
confident?
he's out.
Yeah, I was going to say. Clearly, you thought that through.
You're outed right there. Like, this was
No. So I think watching our team last week, and it was a pretty good win against a really good opponent there in Stillwater. We've got a really seasoned offensive line. Our wide receivers are grown men this year. We've got Paw back there, spinning the rock, and then Nick Martin may have 100 tackles this game, but and then not to mention Ollie Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, what were you
think that'd be a
surprised
record.
Ollie Gordon didn't have more in that opener?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit surprised, but I think he's just taking it easy on these guys.
Gotcha. Well, it's okay. So far, Ollie Gordon took it easy because that's what I know running backs. I know running backs love to just go out there and take it easy. Whenever they're getting the ball, they're like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to run that hard on this play. And then it's not like running to first base on a pop up. You get the ball,
right.
And I don't know what you mean by taking it easy, but I was surprised that he didn't have more.
I think he was looking forward to running it up this week on the Razorback. Or I've seen some hats that just say backs on them. I didn't know if they were moving to just backs or the Razorback still, but he was looking forward to this week.
I got to tell you, man, for an antagonist, you are already way better than Brian and Ozark. So congratulations on that.
You take away the minus the by 100.
I mean, I thought we were having a legit conversation, and then you got 100 tackles and a minus 100. Hey, thanks for the call.
Let's get to something important. Mike in Mansfield knows what a horse apple is.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of sorry I brought this up.
Matt, what's the deal?
Well, Mr. Chuck, first of all, a horse apple is going to be a horse turd. So that is what a horse apple is.
Bart disagrees, but I don't want to.
Bart says no.
I don't know if we should take the City Boys' word or Matt and Mansfield's.
Go ahead, Matt.
Well, if you've ever watched the movie Shankshaw Redemption, they're out there digging out in the field, and they're trying to find Andy a rock, because Andy likes rocks. Well, he picks this one up and he goes, "Hey, man," he goes, "What is this? I think I found something." He tells, and he goes, "That's a horse apple," and he goes, "Hey, good one. Yeah, that'd be a good one." No, it's a horse turd, man. It's petrified.
So your experience with horse apples comes from Shankshaw Redemption. I mean, anybody can mess words up. I do it all the time.
Well,
Shawshank Redemption is where he got his.
I didn't remember that line in the movie.
I'm just going to pick it up. I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
But anyway, appreciate you guys. I got a good laugh out of that this morning.
Thank you, Matt.
Hogs 24-17. And the Tigers over the Waldron Bulldogs tonight. Go Tigers in Mansfield.
There you go.
Right.
Mansfield Tigers.
That's a big
Mansfield Waldron tonight.
What do you got over there, Bart?
Well, it appears that a horse apple is one of many names for the Osage orange.
What's the Osage orange?
It is an inedible fruit.
Whatever. In 20 minutes, we'll ask Robert. We'll ask Robert Allen.
There we go.
We'll get to the bottom. 877-377-6963 is the number. You can text or call. It's the Chuck and Bo Show on a Friday morning here before we get ready to go.
I'll tell you a game I'm going to pay attention to. Prime time.
Who you got?
Bart's time of the night. I think North Carolina State and Tennessee is going to be a better ball game than people think over in Charlotte. I think Tennessee's probably going to win. But if there's one team out there that could win the ACC that nobody's talking about, it would be NC State to get their one spot in the playoffs.
I'll tell you, like Dave Doran's another one of those guys that, like Gundy and Kirk Ferentz, he's not on their level in terms of how long he's been there
since 2013.
Been there a long time. And he's one of those guys. You said something, Bart, I don't know, a few days ago, that Oklahoma State knows who they are. And there's a lot of value in that. Kansas State comes to mind. They know who they are. NC State comes to mind. They know who they are. Now, does that mean, is that a negative or is that a positive? I guess I would ask. Is that a negative?
I think in NC State's situation, you look at what they're up against over there. I think NC State's done a pretty good job with their program over the years in all sports.
Well, part of knowing who you are is not being upset that you're not in the playoff or you didn't win the ACC championship or maybe you didn't win 10 games. Does that mean you're accepting mediocrity if you know who you are? Like Oklahoma State wants to win. They want to play for Big 12 championships. They'll probably play for more of them now. But they also routinely got drummed in Bedlam. Routinely.
Right.
And Gundy has survived all that. NC State, they've lost games to what would be considered rivals over Doran's time there. But they hang around. They win 7-8 games, maybe 9. I'm not looking at their record right now. But
I've got it right here. Doran 82-58 in his time at NC State, 44-46 in the ACC. He's had
losing record in the ACC.
3, 4 9-win seasons.
Well, now I will say you should have a winning record in the ACC. I mean,
at NC State?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I agree.
Clemson,
I agree.
Florida State.
Yeah, that's
well. I guess Virginia Tech's been
I mean,
down.
at that point,
Miami's been down.
Miami's been down.
I mean, if
who else is over there?
Yeah.
But there is something to be said for, like Kansas State, Oklahoma State, NC State, kind of knowing who they are, and not.
I would
trying
throw
to-
Wisconsin in that.
Wisconsin, not trying to fire coaches all the time. Like if you're Arkansas,
well,
and don't hear me saying like you shouldn't have high expectations and you're mediocre. But when you just measure yourself against resources in the league, recruiting areas around campuses to start with, there's only 6 teams that have ever won an SEC championship. Maybe it'll change with Oklahoma and Texas coming in the league, but this league, like you're not one of the top 6, 7 like Frank Broyles said it. He's like, when you look at all our resources, this is way back when he was the AD, we're about 7th in the league. At that point, they were about 7th. And that's really hard for people to accept. But if you don't accept sort of where you are, you end up having unreasonable expectations, which make it difficult to ever actually live up to who you are. Now you're below where you actually could be.
I think it's a product of the SEC. I've said this a million times. Every fan base in the league, except Vanderbilt, expects to win 7 or 8 every year, thinks it's a reasonable expectation, and believes that you ought to think about changing coaches if you don't do it. But it's mathematically impossible. And as you said, and it's the key phrase in all of this, and nobody wants to hear it, only 6 teams have won SEC championships, certainly since Arkansas joined the league, and I think it's a long time before that. So let's not act like this glass ceiling has been routinely cracked by teams and schools who've been in this league a lot longer than us.
It's a great point. We'll take some thoughts from you when we come back. We're brought to you in part by Blakemans. Razorback fans are hoping to celebrate on Saturday in Stillwater. You know, Blakemans can help you celebrate on and off the field. And when it's time to mark a moment, a special occasion, Blakemans Fine Jewelry is there for you. As the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've got craft pieces that celebrate your milestones on and off the field. Blakemans Fine Jewelry, where tradition meets excellence, and they want to say go Hogs.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everyone remembers the Florida A&M game, and later became known here in Pulaski County as Rattlergate.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
Brew Pig Suey is back. The Arkansas Razorbacks Outdoor Beer Festival is almost here and will be held prior to the Razorback football game on September 14th versus UAB. The festival will be held on the west lawn of Bud Walton Arena from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and features 25-plus breweries, a live DJ, local food trucks, and more. Tickets start at just $50 and include a limited edition tasting cup, unlimited pours, and more, with all proceeds from the event benefiting Arkansas Edge NIL. Visit ArkansasRazorbacks.com for more information.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did I hear my broadcast partner talking about somebody slipping in his DM?
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, Chuck and Bo. Love you, Chuck. Been listening to you dang near all my life calling games. Just certainly excited about y'all's new show. I've listened every morning.
I mean, this has got to be one of the most interesting stories I've seen in a minute. Did you see the Washington Commanders have fired their vice president of content the day after the team suspended him for making offensive comments about NFL players, fans, and others? But he made the comments in a private setting over dinner. Raul Entine, who had been with the Commanders for 4 years, was recorded making the remarks during dates with a woman who was working for a media group and was there to get undercover video of him. And the undercover videos of him were shared on social media. According to the Associated Press, James O'Keefe, who founded the media group, said the interviews took place during 2 dates in June in Washington, D.C. after this dude met the woman whose name was not disclosed on the dating app Hinge. This dude goes out on a Hinge date, and she secretly records him talking about his job and NFL teams and whatever, and now he's fired.
Just a hunch. This guy was a dork who talked a little too big. I mean, it's a Hinge. Come on.
Is this okay? Is this okay to secretly record somebody in a private conversation?
No, he got burned. He got burned. He got burned. There's no question about it. But
the irony of him being the the vice president of content.
He met her on a dating app. They went on a date on a dating app.
Here we go.
I mean, come on.
Here we go.
What do you
Yeah,
expect?
here we
What do
go.
you expect?
Chuck throwing caution towards
Yeah,
dating
he met her
apps
at
for
church. He
today.
met her at
Your
church.
public service announcement. Careful on those dating app kids. Careful on those dating apps. 877-377-6963. The Chuck and Bo Show. A preview of the game coming up.
Athletes love to say, hey, look good, feel good, play good. And that certainly can apply to everyday life. Meet my friend, Dr. Jeff Swetnam.
Cosmetic surgery has always been about looking better. And I think over the years, what I've figured out is if you don't feel good, it doesn't matter how you look. What Vitality and Wellness is all about is helping you look your best, not only look your best, but feel your best, and no matter what age you are. Some guys say getting old, you get shorter, you get fatter, you lose your sex drive. Some guys say that's just a natural thing that you're just going to have to live to and look forward to. But some guys are wrong. You don't have to do that. And if you want help with that, you come see us, Swetnam Cosmetic Surgery and the spa. We can help evaluate you and we can show you how some guys are wrong.
So we don't have to get it wrong. All right, time to look into getting it right. Guys, log on to SwetnamCosmetic.com for a free evaluation. SwetnamCosmetic.com. Time to feel and look better.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A great pair. Really honored that you guys are doing this, listening over here in Jonesboro.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all. They do it from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
People wonder all the time, where do I get my suits for all the weddings I go to? Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Rainwater's has dressed me from head to toe. So if you're renting or buying, your #1 men's clothing shop is Rainwater's. Experience the Rainwater's difference for yourself at 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at rainwater-s.com. When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, because it's fun to look good.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine, a very slight chance of seeing a shower or storm, a high in the middle to upper 80s. Clear skies tonight. It will be cooler and less humid, an overnight low in the mid to upper 50s. Sunshine on Saturday, a high rather on the mid to upper 70s. And Sunday, plenty of sunshine, high temperature Sunday in the upper 70s to low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special, we have the French toast turkey melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. If you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Z Road, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jim. They have several locations in the Arkansas area, but I specifically want to talk to you about Jim Mart number 10. Great deli. My goodness. Great lunch, great dinner. But have you had the breakfast yet? It's the best in town. And they have that convenient drive-through window. So when you're heading north or south on 540, take exit number 6 for Jim Mart number 10. 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith. Jim, the leading gas station and convenience store in the area.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Do you know what a lipstick camera is? That was something we learned on the show today. Chuck was right about that. I'd never heard of it. I am in the industry.
Please
I
say
know
that
more
again.
probably about cameras than you
Please
do.
say that again. Chuck was right.
I'll put it in your DMs.
Put comma as usual. Would you mind?
Yeah, that's a drop.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio. Let's make another excuse for this jackpot.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kurt Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. And Fayetteville Auto Park. Here is Chuck and Bo.
Steve says, Chuck, just because you meet a nice girl at church doesn't mean she's marriage material. Listen to this. This is the best line. Wow. My second ex-wife and I met at church. Second ex-wife. I like that.
This coming out of the Commander's VP of content who got fired because a girl he met on Hinge, the dating app, secretly recorded him talking crap about his job.
He was talking big. He was talking big to a woman at dinner, and he got burned. I mean, she burned him. And I'm not saying, recording someone secretly, it's okay, but he just got burned.
Let's talk Oklahoma State, Arkansas. 11 a.m. kickoff. The Pokes are a 7.5-point favorite in the game. Robert Allen is a radio host in Stillwater. Also does the sideline reporting and analysis on the Cowboys Radio Network. Robert, great to have you on the show here on Chuck and Bo. Good morning. How are you?
Great to be on with Chuck and Bo, but I'm kind of questioning what that lead-in material was on this. I'm trying to see. You know what? I can go back in my early days. I met a couple of girls at church, but I didn't marry any of them. I found a better one down on the Strip in Stillwater.
There you go.
You've been around Stillwater for a long time, huh?
Robert sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah. I like the same type beer she was drinking. Same pitcher. I can share pictures with her.
What's your anniversary? year?
My anniversary year, I was married in 1982.
Wow, congratulations.
Guys, I'm an old timer.
I love
We've been doing this a long time.
I love it. Hey, Robert, I don't know if you remember this when we were doing the Our Time series on ESPN Plus with Oklahoma State football. You were in there quite a bit, and we had you doing a radio show out at a truck stop or something. And you said that there was a deal on horse apples. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
What is a horse apple? We don't know.
It's an apple that the taste is not exactly great for humans, but they're great to buy and use as feed and treats for your horses.
There you go.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You go down to Oaklawn and Hot Springs, you'll find a lot of horse apples.
There you go. Okay. That's a good point. That's a good point. We're city boys just trying to make it, in the rural world.
Bo, I don't know about Chuck. I know Bo. Bo's got some country in him. Come on.
Thank
Keep
you.
yourself.
Thank you. Proud of it. Thank you, Robert. Robert Allen. Is it the Cowboys radio network or the Oklahoma State radio network?
I believe it's the Cowboys radio network, but I'll answer to either. Just as long as the check cashes.
There you go. Awesome. So who's gonna be cashing checks on Saturday?
Ooh. Well, I think there'll be some guys on both sides. I think Landon Jackson cashes checks about wherever he goes. I mean, I think he's one of the better defensive players in the country. And here's the crazy thing. I don't know how. I think he's the only guy from Pleasant Grove High School outside of Texarkana on the Arkansas roster. But recently, Oklahoma State's been on a run of Pleasant Grove guys. Xavier Benson, a linebacker, a guy you'll remember, or a guy you'll know about coming up this Saturday, Nick Barton. And then they've got a big freshman offensive lineman that I think they battled Arkansas on and got in Caleb Hackelman. So those folks down in Pleasant Grove outside of Texarkana, they got a stake on Saturday, and they got it going. That's a heck of a football program for high school level.
What do you think this game comes down to, Robert?
I think it comes down to real simple. Which side runs the ball better? And I know that you got two running backs because Jaquindon Jackson looked at Oklahoma State. He didn't take the visit, but they had talked to him about it, and which I thought was crazy because why would a running back? Of course, A.J. Green did transfer from Arkansas over here, and unfortunately had a Achilles injury in the spring. But I'm like, why are these running backs wanting to come here? I mean, Ollie Gordon got the job. And I talked to one of the coaches, said, Jaquindon Jackson, I don't care who you got. If I come there, I'm going to win the job. So that's the kind of guy you're dealing with in Jackson. He had I think all of us would have had a good game last Thursday night. I had a hard time watching the film of that because you just can't tell anything from it because of Pine Bluff. But no, I think it comes down to Jaquindon Jackson. Does he run the ball better from behind Arkansas's offensive line with Taylon Green as a guy that's going to help him out a bunch as far as being another factor for the Cowboy defense to deal with? Or does Ollie Gordon have the best game running the ball? I think whoever runs the ball will have a better chance of controlling the game and probably comes out of Boone Pickens on Saturday the winner.
What do you think? How would you describe what Arkansas fans are in for at Boone Pickens and what the environment's going to be like at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning?
I'm going to tell you guys exactly what happened in my house on Tuesday. My wife looked at me, and she's never, Oklahoma State and Arkansas haven't played since 1980, and which is a shame. And I think it should be an every year game because it would really help Oklahoma State. Because when my wife looked at me and said, what do you think that game's going to be like on Saturday? I said, it won't be Bedlam, but it'll be a first cut.
Wow.
Because, Arkansas fans, they're who they are. Oklahoma State fans are who they are. These two schools have had a baseball rivalry recently in the NCAA tournament. To be quite frank, Arkansas has come out ahead, and there's been a lot of squawking at those baseball games. So I think you're gonna have a hopefully in the parking lot, everybody gets along and invites people to hang out at their tailgates. Because the South Dakota State fans that were here last week, several of them told me this is the best place we've ever been. Friendliest people. I mean, this has been great. And they got beat, and that was some of them talking after the game. But I think this game, this is a little bit of a rivalry. I think the fans get a little chippy with each other. I think that stadium is going to have a very intense, at least slightly hostile air to it.
Hey, let me ask you this, Robert, about the Oklahoma State defense. You talked about those linebackers. Yeah, I mean, give us a scouting report there.
Well, I think the defensive line's really good. The guys in the interior on the defensive line, Justin Kirkland is 6'3", 352 pounds, and he played tennis in high school. That's how good his feet are. Colin Clay was a Razorback, transferred over here and fought through some injuries, but he's come out on the other end being a guy I think has a chance to go play in the NFL, maybe not as a draftee, but he'll be in a camp. Then you've got the really good guys on the outside. Colin Oliver, who's playing edge rusher again. Cody Walterscheid from Munster, Texas, who's in his 6th year. And, he's 6'6", 6'7". So you're really good up front. Nick Martin's outstanding in the middle of that defense as a linebacker. Your questions come on the back end. I know Trey Rucker is a tremendous tackler and had 15 tackles last week and got a lot of accolades for it. But this defense has let receivers run loose way too much. It was a habit last year, and unfortunately in the first game, they let a couple of those jackrabbits run loose. In fact, that's really how they got on the board. Now, they did make some changes in the second half after a 3-play 75-yard drive, and after that, the spigot was closed. But no, against Arkansas and Bobby Petrino, I mean, he knows where to dial up, danger for the other side. He knows the sores to pick on, and he's going to pick on them Saturday. So you better fix them.
Robert Allen on the Cowboys radio network, sideline reporter, analyst during the game, does a talk show in Stillwater, knows the area well, knows Mike Gundy really well, and has covered that program for a long time. What is the sense over there? Does it feel like to the team this is a big matchup? Is it like prove yourself to the SEC? I think Arkansas is eager from a team perspective because they know the country doesn't expect much from them, and they want to prove them wrong, and they want to show they're a different roster than last year. But what's it like on the other side?
I think the word prove is appropriate. Now, probably at different levels. I don't know about Arkansas. I don't know, what their motivation is, but that sounds reasonable to me. But Oklahoma State is picked, with Oklahoma and Texas leaving the Big 12, and I believe me, guys, I don't spend a lot of time getting into the weeds with those leaving. I could care less. I mean, that's fine. You don't want to be here, go. And anybody would have. The money's great. But that leaves Oklahoma State with a chance to become the dominant team. And they've been by far the second best team in this league for a long time. Texas they've just come back from, being good and winning a national championship back in 2005, but they had a long drought, and OSU took their place. It was Oklahoma State and Oklahoma that were the tops in football in this league. Now Oklahoma State can just say, hey, we're the top. Your competition's Utah, Kansas State, maybe a couple of others that are coming up. Arizona's been pretty good coming in out of the old Pac-12 or the Funk Pac-12. But the talk this week amongst players, coaches that I've heard, and I've had multiple ones say this to me, we got to win this game. It's a must-win game. We got to win this game to show the nation who we think we are. If we think we're a bad mamma jamma and we're going to the playoffs and we're going to be the ruling factor in the Big 12, we have to win this game. So that's their motivation is look, we're trying to show everybody we're the boss. And if you're the boss, you beat a a middle of the pack or below SEC team. You know, you don't lose to somebody like that. So that's their motivation this week.
Robert, good stuff. Appreciate you coming on. One last thing. Besides Eskimo Joe's, where would you send Razorback fans when they're in Stillwater?
Well, if they like pizza, Hideaway's fantastic. You know, if you're wanting a steak and you know want a bottle of wine at the table, Freddie Paul's out east of town is the place you can do that, or you can do it at the Ranchers Club, but you won't be able to get in there. Like barbecue, west of town, either Bad Brad or Smoking Joe's. Both are pretty good. So yeah, you want I had your color analyst because he's a native Oklahoman, Quinn Grovey.
Mm-hmm.
I covered him when I was at Channel 4 in Oklahoma City, and he was quarterback in the Duncan Demons. He asked the same question, so I loaded him up on options.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think this game should be played every year. I think Oklahoma State should have one spot on the schedule every year to iron out, and the other two non-conference games, home and home with Arkansas, and a 2-for-1 with Tulsa, and it's good.
Hey, I think it'd be great. Robert, we'll see you at the game. Appreciate the time, man. Thanks for hopping on with us.
Hey, Bo, missed you. You guys did a great job. I had so much fun when y'all were in town doing that our time. That was great.
Yeah, it was a good time. You were great on that. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bo.
You bet. Robert Allen, talk show host in Stillwater, and does the sideline and analysis for the Cowboys Radio Network. Good to get his thoughts, and we'll get some of yours when we come back. 877-377-6963. The Chuck and Bo Show brought to you in part by Flight by Yuengling. Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer brewed for the drinker who doesn't want to compromise on flavor or taste. For those who don't follow trends but craft them, who get more out of their day, night, and everything in between. For the go-getters, there's a new go-to. It's Flight by Yuengling. 12 ounces of premium refreshment from America's oldest brewery, and with only 2.6 grams of carbs, 95 calories, and a 4.2% ABV. This is premium refreshment, 6 generations in the making. So get out there and keep pushing, crushing, and raising your game. Your ice-cold flight is awaiting. Don't just raise a glass, raise a Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. 8:17 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hunter Yurachek, the Arkansas Athletic Director, at the bottom of the hour, but more of your calls and texts coming up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original Sports Rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Athletes love to say, hey, look good, feel good, play good. And that certainly can apply to everyday life. Meet my friend, Dr. Jeff Swetnam.
Cosmetic surgery has always been about looking better. And I think over the years, what I've figured out is if you don't feel good, it doesn't matter how you look. What Vitality and Wellness is all about is helping you look your best, not only look your best, but feel your best, and no matter what age you are. Some guys say getting old, you get shorter, you get fatter, you lose your sex drive. Some guys say that's just a natural thing that you're just going to have to live to. and look forward to. But some guys are wrong. You don't have to do that. And if you want help with that, you come see us, Sweatham Cosmetic Surgery and the spa. We can help evaluate you, and we can show you how some guys are wrong.
So we don't have to get it wrong. All right, time to look into getting it right. Guys, log on to SweatinumCosmetic.com for a free evaluation. SweatinumCosmetic.com. Time to feel and look better.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Two bald white guys with a face for radio.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices, gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adventure Dave will be attempting his greatest stunt yet. He will jump over 100 boats, ATVs, cars, and trucks, all at Adventure Oklahoma in Roland, brought to you by Auto Finders. Here he comes now. Adventure Dave, why did you choose Adventure Oklahoma for this stunt?
Well, Tom, Adventure Oklahoma is your one-stop shop for adventure. Plus, no one else would let me jump over their boats and ATVs.
Adventure Oklahoma by Auto Finders has it all. Brand new, used. That's right. CF Moto, Arctic Cat, and Segway side-by-sides and ATVs. G3 boats, Suncatcher pontoons, and Falcon bass boats. And Adventure Oklahoma delivers up to 100 miles away. Plus, the lowest priced pre-owned vehicles in the area with 90 days to your first payment.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with Destiny.
Yes, and what a jump it will be.
No, the jump is tomorrow. This is Destiny.
See y'all later. Well, until then, visit Adventure Oklahoma in Roland, brought to you by Auto Finders. AutoFindersOK.com.
Your journey starts here.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Back to Save Sports Radio.
Butter Yurchek coming up at the bottom of the hour. Steve is on the line in St. Thomas. Is that right?
Oh, the beautiful.
Life's good,
beautiful
Steve.
life.
How's it going today? Dare I ask?
Good morning, gentlemen. Just another day in paradise. You guys should plan a vacation, plan a visit down and come see me.
You going to put us up?
Chuck's going somewhere similar tomorrow, Stillwater, Oklahoma.
There you go. Yeah, if you can stand to stay in my house, you're welcome. So
The beaches in Stillwater
you can stay as long
are
as you can
gorgeous.
stand it.
So what do you think tomorrow, Steve? What are you thinking?
Well, first of all, I felt obligated to call in and see if I could put to rest this controversy over the horse apple question. The Osage orange is definitely a part of the deal, but used as a single word. But horse apples is 2 words, is a slang term for dried horse poop. So both callers were correct, and that was term used in that famous Shankshaw Resurrection movie or whatever. So,
yeah.
So,
well,
yeah,
I mean,
so
I'm the dummy on that for bringing it up, and it just turned into a thing. But and then Robert Allen cleared it up from his perspective. But I missed on the hot springs. That would have been easy, right? Like I wish you just call one of our insiders in Hot Springs. But anyhow, we got
both terms.
A marquee matchup
Both terms
tomorrow.
are
Don't eat
correct.
any horse apples.
That's it. Either way, you don't want to eat them. So I think that's the takeaway from the thing. But a quick answer to your question, Bo, about the one term that you would insert into that, and I would use the term revealing, because
This is going to be a
early
revealing
in the
game.
season, revealing, because I think that'll show us a lot about both teams early in the season about where we stand. So that would be my one word to insert in there. And as a homer, I'm going to pick the Hogs by 3. So in a really tight game, go Hogs. It's going to be tight. So I think we're going to know more after the game where both teams stand.
Yeah, I like Arkansas too, and I was going to say that would be a non-homer pick, but if you pick Arkansas, nobody's going to believe that you're anything other than that. So that's fine. I got Arkansas. Chuck, I
want to go back to what Robert said a minute ago.
On Robert's
a couple of things that he brought up. One, the bickering back and forth between the baseball fans from the last couple of years. I think I'll speak for them when I say I've had about enough of the Oklahoma State. Here's of the things that were said, and I'm not being personally critical here. Here's what I wrote down in quotation marks, what he said toward the end. Somebody like that.
Referring to
the Razorbacks. He was talking about how this is a game Oklahoma State's got to win. If you're going to contend for the Big 12, you got to beat somebody like that. And
I think it's the country song.
I think that Arkansas's got. I mean,
Thomas Fred, is that it?
Whether we like it or not,
neither one of you guys know.
Whether we know, I don't care for that.
I don't listen.
But
it's too bad. Really, it's great.
At
Great
any
music.
rate,
No offense.
What I was trying to say,
Somebody like that.
Before you guys started bringing
You're
all this
somebody
other
like
stuff
that.
up, somebody like that. He's talking down Oklahoma State, and they got a fine program. I'm all for them. But Arkansas has got to get past this point where programs like Oklahoma State refer to them as somebody like that.
You got to go beat that.
You got to go beat them. You got to go beat them. That's my point.
Yeah.
Show them who somebody like that is.
Listen, if you want to get right down to it, this is what Pittman said.
Somebody like that.
When he took the job. What did he say? This is a proud damn state.
I'm just saying that's what I wrote down. Of all the things he said, somebody like that is what I wrote down.
That's what you
right
gotta-
there on my paper.
Right there on your paper.
That's right.
Bang, shared.
That's right.
You have
That's
to
how
go.
I share it.
This, hey, if you want to have a proud
No.
damn state, you got to go win games like
That's
this.
right. No, you're right.
You got to
about
go win.
that.
I don't. It doesn't
You
matter
gotta
where
beat
you are.
somebody
You gotta
like
go,
that.
You got to be somebody like them.
That's right.
They're gonna say somebody like that. You got to be
That's
somebody
right.
like them.
Oh, we got to take a break.
877-377-6963. We'll take your text. We're going to talk to Hunter Yurchek next, the Arkansas AD, as the Razorbacks prepare to head to Oklahoma State as a 7.5-point underdog tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on ABC.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Two bald white guys with a face for radio.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I'm Taylor Green, Arkansas QB, and these two guys definitely have a face for radio.
We'd like our program to reflect our state, the great state of Arkansas. Loyal, tough, hardworking. One of our goals every year is to make the state of Arkansas proud of the football team. In my office is a sign that says you're not coming to play for the University of Arkansas, you're coming to play for the state of Arkansas.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro Diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel Crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The Crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel Crickhopper.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets? Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys? Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral. Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based grams. He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen anywhere at hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Hunter Yurchek's the Arkansas athletic director, and he is making his first appearance on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hunter, I can't imagine how that must feel.
Guys, first and foremost, congratulations on the official launch of the Chuck and Bo Show. I want to know, how did you guys decide which name went first, Chuck or Bo? Was that a flip of the coin?
So, well, one guy's the voice of the Razorbacks, and the other guy's getting coffee. So you know how that goes. I mean, it comes off the tongue a little better, the Chuck and Bo Show, than the Bo and Chuck Show. And so we just went with that. And
fair enough. But congratulations on the official launch of that. How's it been the first month?
Well, it's been
better now.
It's been okay. It's been good. We just stepped up our guest list though, and so here you are, and we're excited about that. Kind of like stepping up the opponent this week. You know, we've got Oklahoma State, Arkansas going there for a big game at Stillwater tomorrow. By the way, you got 3 more games left on this series: 27, 32, and 33. So it's a little ways down the road, but. You know, a lot of people have said they really like this. They're really looking forward to this. Is this something that you'd like to see continue, or is that something you got to evaluate with all the difficulty in scheduling in the SEC?
Well, you know, as long as we remain at an 8-game SEC schedule, I think, and we have the Power 4 requirement, I think this game makes a lot of sense. I mean, our team's going to bus over there. It's not a charter flight somewhere. Our fans can drive there and enjoy the game. Their fans can come here in 27. I think these regional games against fellow power conference opponents make a lot of sense, and this one makes a lot of sense. I've talked to a number of Razorback fans who are making their way to Stillwater for the game, and I think that makes it really special to still have games on our football schedule where the team's fans can drive to those games.
Hunter, when you when you talk about putting together a schedule, you kind of alluded to it a moment ago. 8 games. There are a lot of people that have felt like the 9-game conference schedule was inevitable. I've talked to others who think it's dead. How do you think we're going to proceed moving forward in terms of the number of conference games?
Well, in order to add a 9th conference game, there's got to be value for 16 members. Because what has worked for the Southeastern Conference is the 8-game conference schedule. I mean, we have dominated the CFP many years, getting multiple teams in with the expanded format. Now, as a member of that committee, we go back and do mock selections for previous years, and the SEC would have gotten 3 or 4 teams in most of those years. And so the ultimate goal is to get as many teams into the CFP so that an SEC team has an opportunity to win the national championship. And the 8-game schedule continues to work for the Southeastern Conference. So unless there is a tremendous value to each of the 16 members to add that 9th game, I don't think you will see that happen for the foreseeable future.
Hunter Yurchek, our guest on the Chuck and Bo Show, the Arkansas athletic director. Hunter, coming out of last season, a lot of disappointment in the building, a lot of disappointment among fans. And then there were a bunch of off-season moves made. And with the transfer portal, Mike Gundy was on the show earlier this week. He called it free agency, which is, it sort of feels a little bit like that. But what was your view? What maybe let us in on some of the conversations you and Coach Pittman had about turning things around from last year to this year?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we needed some leadership on the field. And you look at our schedule last year and the games that we lost to Mississippi State at home by 3 in a game we should have won. We lost Alabama on the road by 3. We lost LSU on the road by 3. We lost Ole Miss on the road by 7. If you flip 2 or 3 of those games, our season and the attitude of our fan base, our team, our coaching staff, everybody feels a lot differently. But if you don't have great leadership on both sides of the ball on that field, you're going to lose those close games. And if you go back to the 21 season when we won many of those close games, we had great leaders on both sides of the ball. And I think what Sam went out and did, he improved our talent level, but he also improved through the portal our leadership level. And we've got great leaders on both sides of the ball. And you can just sense that at practice. You can sense that in the locker room. And I think you could sense that on the field last Thursday. And I hope that we can sense that on the field tomorrow in Stillwater.
Probably your favorite question as you make your way throughout the state or run into Razorback fans around town is NIL. NIL. I'm sure it's just, but like it's so tough to answer, and you're probably exhausted answering it. But how would you sum up where we are when it comes to NIL, where it's headed, and what kind of impact it's had on you as an AD and an organization?
No, I am tired of answering that question, but I'll answer it once again. It is,
I was going to say, you can hang up now. It's fine.
No, NIL, as it was intended on July 1st of 2021, was really a good thing where student athletes would have the opportunity, like general students, like coaches, to monetize their name, image, and likeness. And if they had a definitive value, a legitimate value to their name, image, and likeness, and a business product or service wanted to use that student athlete to market that business product or service, they could pay the student athlete to do it. That was the real positive. And if we could get our arms around that as being the positive, that would be great moving forward. But we are our own worst enemy in college athletics, and we find loopholes in every single rule that's in the NCAA rule book. And I don't want to point a finger at who the first one, but we start these collectives where donors start pooling their resources and then paying student athletes in exorbitant amounts to come to their institutions, be retained at their institutions. And this thing has gotten really off the rails. And, we've got the settlement of the lawsuit that was in place. There was a hearing on that yesterday. That's still going to kind of press the pause button a little on that. And I can't really comment on that, but it is it has, for me as an athletic director for our staff, it is where I spend 95% of my time right now on a daily basis on whether that's helping put together a future plan or helping to pull together resources to make sure that our collective has the opportunity to fulfill the contracts that they have with their student athletes. It is my focus day in and day out as the athletic director here at the University of Arkansas.
Man, that's like a GM role at an NFL franchise or something. I mean, it's a whole different game, Chuck.
Well, one of the things I was going to ask, Hunter, we see departments across America, athletic departments at the collegiate level, beginning to model themselves more like the professional organizations. Is that a trend we're going to continue to see, do you think?
Well, and that's a great question, Chuck, because how we differ from professional organizations is we have 19 sports programs and 465 student athletes. We're just not a football organization or a baseball organization or a basketball organization. And, quite honestly, I have probably 350 of my 465 student athletes could care less about NIL. They're excited to be able to come to the University of Arkansas, to have their education paid for, to receive a room and board check, to travel to incredible places, to be trained by great coaches, to have, medical care and mental health care and all the things that come with being a student athlete at the University of Arkansas. And so we're really changing what college athletics looks like for the upper 1% of the elite student athletes. And, I try to take the good out of what we still do in college athletics. I mean, we had 82 student athletes that graduated this past year. That was 100% of our student athletes who exhausted their athletic eligibility, left the University of Arkansas with at least one degree. And we can't lose sight of what we're truly here for, and that's the educational mission, and that's to allow student athletes to grow by playing their sport. Is there a lot of money in college athletics? There absolutely is. There absolutely is. And but I will argue that we have been sharing revenue with student athletes since college athletics began, because how we pay, the University of Arkansas is a self-sustaining athletic program. We don't get a dollar from the state. We don't get a dollar from our students. We don't get a dollar from the university. So every dollar we generate, we invest back into our student athletes. And if that's not revenue sharing, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's a fascinating time, and I feel for you because you and many others and the coaches in this business didn't really sign up for this, and it's fascinating from an outsider's perspective. It's got to be kind of working hell from an insider's perspective. Hunter Yurchek, the Arkansas athletic director, with us on the Chuck and Bo Show. As you, by the way, you're on the college football playoff committee this year, correct?
I am. This is my first year.
So how are you approaching football season? How will it be a little bit different for you in that role? And by the way, an expanded playoff this year.
Yeah. So, Saturday, it was great that we had a Thursday football game. I was able to go back and watch a couple of games on Thursday night on the video access that the CFP provides to you. And then Saturday, I spent my day up at our lake house just watching football from 11 a.m. to about 9 or 10 p.m. And doing that again a little bit in the game that was Sunday night and then Monday night as well. And so it's really right now just digesting key football games, key matchups. And then as we get closer to our first selection process, which will be the first weekend of November, then I'll really be, first of all, a lot of this will have shaken out where, you have 130 teams and that'll pare itself down to probably 40 or 50 teams by that point that you really have to concentrate on. And I will have to leave every Sunday afternoon to go to Dallas, come back on Tuesday evening for 6 straight weeks. And so our staff is aware of that commitment that I've made, and they're going to, I trust everybody that's here that does just incredible work behind the scenes, and that will allow me to be a member of the CFP committee. But I'm excited about representing college football, representing the Southeastern Conference, and representing the University of Arkansas on this committee.
Hunter, when you're on a committee like that, are there certain criteria every committee member uses, certain criteria you set for yourself? Does it boil down to the eye test? How do you make your determination, or how do you think you will as you move forward?
Well, I try to say I didn't play football in college, but I played football, and then all of my boys have played football. So I've been around that sport and have been to a lot of practices and have had the the opportunity, obviously, in the Southeastern Conference to just watch a lot of great football teams in person. And so I like to depend first and foremost on the eye test. And so I'm going to commit myself to just watching a lot of games along with listening to the commentary, because I have a lot of respect for the members of the media that broadcast those games, that do a significant amount of research week in and week out on those teams. And then the CFP has done an incredible job of putting together every statistical data category you could think of related to football. And then through the past 11 years of the CFP, they've come up with 12 to 15 of those metrics that have really been key indicators of who the best football teams in college football were. So I think it's a combination of taking the data that the CFP provides you, along with watching a significant amount of football, digesting that, taking good notes, and when you're watching those games. And I think it's a combination of the eye test, the strength of schedule, and other statistical metrics that will drive my opinion and my voting as a committee member.
Hunter, we'll get you out of here with this. Thoughts on tomorrow's game at Stillwater?
Well, we've had a really good week of practice. We're going to Stillwater to play a really good team. Obviously, the level of competition is different from what we faced last week, but I think that the Razorback football team, we're prepared. I think we will go into Stillwater and play really, really well. We're going to need a couple of breaks playing on the road to get over the hump, but I give ourselves a great chance to come out of Stillwater with a win tomorrow.
There you go. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great game and going to be exciting for Razorback fans, and I'm sure for the entire organization. Hunter, thanks for making time for us. We look forward to doing it again. Have a safe trip.
Thank you, Hunter.
Guys, you guys may have mentioned this, but I just want to give a shout out to Coach Z and let him know that he is in our thoughts and prayers. He lost his father yesterday, and I know many people across the state know Coach Z, respect him and love him, and let's just keep Coach Z in our thoughts and prayers over the weekend.
Wow, that's really thoughtful.
All right, thank you for mentioning
Hunter.
that, Hunter. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for being on.
Very thoughtful, and our prayers are with Matt Zimmerman.
Yeah,
who's
his father passed away yesterday.
So much to our state. He's a great ambassador for Arkansas. Coach Z is, and this has been ongoing for a little while.
It has been. Yeah.
And our thoughts are with him for sure.
I was thinking as Hunter was talking there, and you made the comment, this is not what you signed up for. I wonder if these guys ever imagined that 95% of their time,
it's crazy,
would be, because
it's crazy. That's not what you were trained to do in that role either.
Imagine those of you who own businesses, small businesses particularly, imagine if every day, all day, people just one right after another came in and said, boss, I'm not getting paid enough.
Well, yeah,
this guy's got a better car than I do,
right? But and also the whole thing, the whole organization was not designed to operate this way. Like a professional organization is, like a private company is. This is completely different, and you're asking not just Hunter, all the ADs in the country, everybody involved with college athletics, to do something that they aren't really experienced dealing with or have had to deal with before.
I know we got to get to a break, but what he said there is so true. And I believe this from the moment all this came up. They're already being compensated to a great degree. We have gotten to the point in society where we've devalued, a scholarship, room and board, cost of, they're already doing really well. We act like that's not even an issue anymore. They're getting NIL, revenue share, and still cost of attendance, still a check for room and board, still free education, all the food they can eat.
Every care imaginable.
And I'm not begrudging any of that.
But it's just like, again, I'll say it one more time. Not only are the people within the organizations not experienced here, the people making the decisions, the lawmakers, everybody involved, nobody has any real expertise or experience in this lane. Chuck, tell us where we're going.
Well, you're going to Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, if you're going to buy a house. That's where I went the first time around, and I'll recommend them to you. That's really what I can talk about. It's my experience. First time out, and then it comes time to sell and buy again. I think now more than ever, you need a trained real estate agent on your side of the table. There's a lot going on in the world. Real estate prices fluctuate. A lot of it depends upon where you are. There are new laws, new regulations. Get someone who understands the game, not somebody who's doing it on the side to pay for their summer trip. Somebody that does it every single day. That's what you get with an agent with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. That was my experience. I think that'll be your experience as well. They're in Northwest Arkansas, Washington and Benton counties, Fort Smith, Branson. And you, of course, can always log on to WeichertGriffin.com. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978.
8:49 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations. Hey, Chuck, I made some good calls today. You sure did. You sure did.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at McDonaldEye.com.
You know, for me, when it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's just one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. And they don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you every step of the way. So whether it's a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or maybe just treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Who's ready for some Arkansas Razorback football? Experience football game days on the Hill as the Hogs return to action for the Fayetteville home opener, Saturday, September 14th, 3:15 p.m. against UAB. Tickets are available online at ArkansasRazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, the savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Two bald white guys with a face for radio.
Bart, I need a lock for the weekend.
Oh,
I need a lock,
mercy.
man.
A
I
lock.
need a lock.
You're in luck, Chuck.
I need a lock.
You're in luck, Chuck.
What
I
do
got
we
you.
got?
Lock Pullman.
Lock of the week right here.
What do we got?
Iowa State. The total
barn burner
in that game is 35.5. Lock up the under.
You're going with the under.
The under 17-2 in that series.
It's going to be a
19
three.
meetings.
It's going to be a 3-2 game, Chuck.
The under has won 17 of the last 19 between
that's right.
Iowa and Iowa State.
That's right.
That is a great stat.
I'll tell you what's amazing. What's a great stat is Iowa's been the worst offensive team in college football and somehow managed to be
They're
ranked.
going to be in the playoff. Write it down. Remember where you heard it. Iowa's in the
I'm not in the lock business. My lock was last night. Chiefs 27-20 over the Ravens. I do like Arkansas to win this game, though.
I do too. I heard that. Heard you put it out on the internet
Chuck-
for all the world
Hey,
to see.
we didn't get time to really mess with this today, but Bill Belichick went on Instagram. We called it InstaFace.
InstaFace.
Next week, we're
My
going to get
guy.
Chuck on the gram. We're going to get him on Snapchat. We got ambitions. We got goals. Hey, it is a show me game. For
It
two
is a
teams.
show me game.
It's a marquee game.
I think it's a marquee game. I think it's a show me game.
What time's the game, Chuck?
11 bells.
11 a.m. What time's the pregame? Oh, the
Prime
pregame's
time,
already
baby.
started. Is the pregame already started?
As soon as we're done.
Yeah, pregame starts now. You are looking live. Stillwater, baby. For Chuck Barrett, I'm Bo Mattingly. Chuck and Bo show back on Monday to talk about the win.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember